Okay, let's get started.
Just raise your glasses high. This one's sweet.
Amy.
Riley.
Well, we are back. You know, when you hear the names of two people, Riley and Amy, Turtle Time is officially back.
Do you guys like when we do that?
We ask, I think, a lot every week. No one says definitively what they like.
But then we get comments that are like, Amy,
Yeah.
Riley. Like, I feel like maybe it would be sad if we didn't do it anymore.
One thing is for sure, I don't think anybody else starts their podcast like that
That's
I've
true.
heard.
Unique.
If there is any, yeah, very unique. If there is any other podcast that does prolongated saying the other person's name as the beginning, please let us know.
Yeah.
Also, I want to say this is the month of October. This is going to be coming out October 20th. We are so close
Oh my
to
God. Is that? Yeah.
All Hallows Eve. And this is officially, during the month of October, the scariest Bravo podcast in the world.
Yeah. There's we're in like a dark chamber right now, but I can see a tunnel with
Yes.
a little door unlocked at the end because RHONY is almost over.
It's true. And don't look at YouTube to verify that, but we are literally in a dark chamber. It's like sort of a Saw-esque
Yeah.
chamber. Where
We should make a meme about that. The Jordan Peele in the Saw chamber. Have you seen that one?
No. Jordan Peele's been on Saw?
It's, the meme of him sweating
Oh, yeah.
nervously. It's like hit that gif inside the Saw chamber, and then it has like a scenario. Like it'll be like telling the waiter your order is wrong.
Oh, that's so fun.
Or
Okay,
whatever.
so it's
Like
okay.
or like Jigsaw says like tell the waiter your order is wrong.
and then you'd be sweating so profusely because a lot of people don't like to do that.
Yeah.
How would you feel? Would you be sweating like that?
I would eat whatever they gave me.
Really?
They could serve me like a deep fried rat and I'd be like, thank you so much.
Thank you. That would be something that Jigsaw would do.
It's true. With
Eat
like
it.
needles in it.
What does he talk like?
He's like, let's play a little game.
Well, he has that little
That was kind of
creature.
Yoda.
Let's play a little game. Yoda would never do anything like that.
Yeah, he would.
Is Jigsaw, he had that puppet creature, and that was sort of his incarnation. He
yeah.
wasn't it or anything. He would just let that thing
Right.
run in. Gosh,
I need to watch that again.
what a scary little puppet.
Should we revisit the Saw franchise?
I don't like that type of horror movie.
Too nasty.
Too nasty. Even, I think I've talked about this before, but even Jason and Freddy
Okay.
and stuff, I'm like, I like the eeriness and spookiness, and I like when they're running away.
So
from-
definitely not Hostel.
No, I don't like stuff like that. Why? I mean, I know people do, and I understand why someone would like seeing somebody's arm get chopped off and
Yeah.
blood coming out of it. But I personally don't. I just like being, mildly scared at someone like chasing after you.
Sure. What are the categories? I think
Gore,
there's like there's like
Giallo,
terror,
terror,
horror,
horror,
and like what's the other one?
supernatural
Maybe.
is a category.
There's
I mean,
it's like the like psychology of
of what
like,
type of scared you
yeah.
like? Is terror is like
terror's like
the ultimate?
you're like yeah.
Hostile?
And then
Is terror like The Exorcist?
but I feel like gosh, now I want to look it up. They're very interesting.
Terror, horror, and what's the third one?
Should I look up horror categories?
Sure.
Horror?
But okay, well, not to get too sidetracked, even though it is the month of October, but I like supernatural. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Stephen King's 3 levels of horror.
Oh, I love this.
The gross out,
Okay, so
that's
like
probably what we're talking
body
about. Like
chopping,
nasty.
Saw, Hostel.
The act of physically revolting your audience.
Okay, that's maybe Exorcist.
Like excessive
Oh,
blood.
that's. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the
Yeah.
that's the same category. Okay.
I think horror is Exorcist. The graphic portrayal of the unbelievable.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that.
And then terror is, I think, the highest. Let's see. It's where the induction of fear is caused by your imagination.
Wait. What? Okay, wait. Terror, horror, gross out. When did Stephen King write this? Gross out is one of the 3, and horror and terror are the other 2. I think
He was like, and
it's
gross out.
It's one of the laziest things
Like-
I've ever seen in my life.
like the nasty shit.
I think he could have done a better job parsing horror. Terror is what movie? Terror is when you imagine What's
Yeah, like I feel like it's
oh,
like the
like Jaws?
unseen.
Jaws?
I know that's like the number one example of like
Is-
not showing you.
Is that what it says? What, I mean, I appreciate
You guys, let
the-
us know. What are your favorite gross outs?
Yeah. And I'll just
Horrors and terrors.
I'll just say I'm becoming a Michael Myers guy, a Halloween guy.
Okay.
I really like the first Halloween. I like the second Halloween. I liked Halloween H2O. Have you ever seen that one? 20
Oh
years
man,
later.
that'd be fun with Tyra. Isn't Tyra Banks in that?
No. I
What?
think that's Halloween Resurrection.
Are
Halloween,
you sure?
Yeah, I swear. I'm almost 100% positive. H2O.
Ooh,
'cause I just-
Michelle Williams is in that one.
Michelle
And
Williams.
Josh Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett, LL Cool J, who's great. He plays this guy named
Fun.
Ronnie, and then Jamie Lee Curtis, and Michael Myers. But anyway, it's a good film. If anybody needs a scary movie, H2O. I always thought it would be really cheesy and horrible, but it was actually kind of fun.
Okay, I would love to watch that. I'm ready for the Josh Hartnett assance.
Because of what he did in Oppenheimer?
Yeah, he's hot. I'll say
Right.
it.
You will? Not a lot of people agree with you.
What?
I'm just kidding. People acknowledge that he's a really, really hot man.
Hunk of the cinch.
Do you think, I mean, would say probably Christopher Nolan is a safe place for actors to be really good. He probably doesn't let you look bad, and he
Yeah.
gives you good advice.
He has a good batting average for his actors.
Yeah, but I don't know. What if Josh Hartnett went back to his course of action once he got popular and just started making a lot of garbage again?
Right. I mean, I feel like he'll get that Oppenheimer boost.
Yeah.
My brain always wants to say Oppenheim.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's Oppenheimer.
I think, are the Selling Sunset twins named the Oppenheims?
Yes, the
Maybe that's
Oppenheimer
why.
boys.
Are they Oppenheimer?
I think they're Oppenheimer boys.
Okay.
Did you know they hosted SNL one time?
Did you know that Josh Hartnett shit his pants at the Chateau Marmont and called 911?
Wow, yours was 10 times better than my Hollywood trivia fact.
I
Why?
implore you to look up the video.
Why? Oh
Or
my God,
the
levels
audio.
Are... What? There's
Yeah.
audio of it?
He's like, please help me.
You're kidding.
I have shat myself.
You're kidding.
I'm not
This is, wow. Oh my God. Did he say
Poor
shit?
man. Ugh, I forget what he says. I think he like alludes to like pain. And
Whoa.
I have to look it up. It's an old one. But he like had to like leave because he shat himself.
And why was it 911 worthy?
I don't know. He was scared for his life.
I've heard the Chateau Marmont is haunted.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was that scary. Like that?
Haunted by heartthrob of past shit.
Yeah. Oh my God. He must have. I'm going to listen to the 911 call, or maybe we could actually
Splice it in.
Splice it in right now. So hold on. Stand by. In 10 seconds, we're going to play Josh Hartnett's 911 call where he shit his pants in the Chateau Marmont. Have you been there to the.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I mean, it's cool, but it's like everything is such a ripoff.
Right.
And it's not usually when you spend that much money. I haven't stayed there. I've been in rooms there, but I've never slept overnight. And like the consensus is that like the service isn't very good, or like it's kind of, I think people go there for discretion over like quality service, the way that if you went and stayed at like the Four Seasons or something, you would have like great service and it would be like luxurious, whereas Chateau I think is like where like no one will narc on you, or like
really?
you can like be in the shadows as a celebrity or
You can
whatever,
shit your pants in
which
the
like
corner.
for me, I don't need that.
Right. You'd rather have the like the luxury.
Right, if you're gonna
just
pay.
gonna-
But I mean, it's a really cool old building, so I'm into that. But
Yeah, I went once and I got 2 beers in the main courtyard.
Yeah.
And I just got to feel, fun for a little
Yeah.
bit, and then I've never been back since.
was it like $50 for your 2 beers?
It was the cheapest beer on the menu. I said, "What do you have that's the cheapest thing I could order in order to sit here at the table?" And they said a $12 beer. And
Okay,
so, yeah,
that's not bad.
24. Yeah.
One time I went with my girlies for like mimosas, and so we ordered like a bottle of champagne and like orange juice. And to get like the separate orange juice, the waiter even I think it was a waitress like joked to us that it was like the orange juice was like $50.
Oh my God. They make so much money on upcharging orange juice that
Oh
they
my
just buy
gosh,
from
yeah.
the grocery store.
Totally. But I feel like everyone's just marking it to the studio, you know?
Oh, right. Oh, you mean people there who go there, they don't even have to
Yeah.
this isn't real money to them.
Yeah.
But to us,
Yeah. It's like in A Star Is Born, she stays there.
Oh, right.
Have you seen that movie? What's it called? Somewhere?
Yeah, I just
That's a
watched that
big one.
recently. Oh, yeah, he lives there.
Bring back Stephen Dorff.
He's in Righteous Gemstones.
Right.
He kills it.
I love that.
He's kind of fun. He's only in like 2 episodes, and he proves himself to be a coward.
Right.
Do you remember that?
He's cool.
Yeah, he's cool. He's all right.
He's in an iconic Britney Spears music video
Oh, which
that
one?
people are talking about a lot right now. Every time it's like low key, Britney dies in it.
Oh, geez.
She like is bleeding in the tub and sinks under, and Stephen Dorff has to jump in. He takes his shirt off and jumps in and carries her out.
Wow.
And she like goes to the ER, and then her ghostly form in a oversized white blouse is walking the halls of the hospital.
Speaking of scary,
Yeah.
like we were before. Whoa. Are you enticed at all by the little snippets that are coming out about Britney's horrific life?
I'm so scared. I don't understand that we're all just accepting this. Like
Accepting
Michelle
what?
Williams is narrating the audiobook, and we're all just like, I'm like, did Britney write this book? Like, who helped her? Are we at the stage where this is just all going to be canon? Like, she seems so, I love her, but I'm still concerned. Like, I feel like we're acting like, usually you write your book on like the other side of the rainbow. Like,
Right.
and I'm like, we're in the middle. Like, what is happening?
We're on the top of the rainbow.
Yeah. Like,
She's
is she okay?
I mean, yeah, I don't like to voice my opinions when they are controversial, but I am also, just like you said, slightly worried about Britney Spears in her everyday life currently,
Yeah.
especially when she's playing with those knives.
Knives.
Put the knives
She's
down.
like speeding up. She's like
she
a whirling dervish with these kitchen
she
knives. She's
loves
like
this new
Michael
knife.
Myers ass.
I know. I'm like, come on,
She's like,
please.
"Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do."
Has anyone done that little
We should
master?
do
That'd
it.
be kind of fun. It has nothing to do with anything we ever talk about. Yeah, you're exactly right. I never thought about memoirs being you're talking about a troubled past, and
Right.
you have the clear-headedness when you're talking about it to dissect the past and say
Right.
what you overcame.
Yeah.
We don't know if she's overcoming right now.
Right.
Wow.
And it's kind of like sad because it's all just turning into clickbait like immediately.
Yeah.
And it's really dark stuff or like, deep personal shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool. It's all just headlines now that she has to deal with over and over again. Like, it just seems like shitty.
Yeah, I'm worried about her. I mean, I was one of the people saying, please don't free her.
You were like, lock her up.
I said the exact opposite. I said whatever the opposite of freedom is, that's what I want for Britney.
Calling for 5150.
Yeah, just whatever the opposite of what the world wanted. I wanted the opposite for Britney, but I want her to be happy no matter in which state her freedom expresses itself. I just hope that she's okay.
I know. I pray for Britney every day.
What happened with the man that she was married to that? Well, so I don't know anything about her except that, I remember her from my young life.
Yeah.
But she got out of her conservatorship.
Yeah.
And then she was instantly married, or she was already married to that person she was married to, and then they got divorced post conservatorship.
I think they got married like right when she was allowed to do that.
Okay.
And then they just weren't married very long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
And I don't know if I trust that man.
Yeah.
And I hope she has some people in her corner. And we're sorry, Britney, for everything.
If Britney hypothetically asked you and I don't know why she would, and I don't know if she listens. I've heard that she likes Turtle Time, but would you ever offer our services to help her out on a daily basis just to be there for a sounding board?
Yeah, maybe we can go record from there.
I would like
Agora
it.
Hills.
She lives in Agora Hills?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I would like it. I would definitely have some advice. Just, first of all, I don't dance with knives. But then other than that, I think we would be helpful there. Are you going to read the memoir?
Well, now I feel like I have to, but I don't know. It just seems so sad.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting for Michelle Williams to portray Britney's voice.
Right.
Right?
Well, what does Michelle Williams sound like? She's like kind of quiet.
That's exact. You just did a perfect Michelle Williams. She's quiet just like that.
But yeah, I'm sure Justin Timberlake is absolutely quaking in his boots right now for what's in there.
You already saw the little tidbit that came out about him, right?
Yeah.
Well, then somebody, I don't know what to believe on Twitter anymore, but somebody showed a bunch of like bots that were being like, that had the exact same statement about what to say for Justin Timberlake. It was like, what two consenting adults do behind closed doors is completely up to them, and I for one support it. And then there was like 100 of those that people were, so it's like a bot farm was like purchased for just a
The
second.
Trolls movie bot farm.
Yeah, I guess. Why is he promoting that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Him and NSYNC wrote the titular Trolls theme for the new movie.
Oh, that's awesome. Are you excited for that?
We did see the Trolls trailer before Eras this weekend.
Yeah, we saw Trolls, and then we saw that like sort of a beautiful movie. So it was like they didn't know what to give us as the audience, trailer wise.
Well, yeah, we saw it at Alamo Draft House, so I feel like they have their like arty trailers, but then since it was Taylor Swift, they had to put like Trolls and Wonka in.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I didn't know what to. I mean, I was fine with it.
Are you excited for Wonka?
No, not. I don't want to be. I don't want to. I feel like I'm the only one who isn't excited about this movie. But to me, it looks so bad. I mean, it's obviously I'm not the target audience for this, but I like the original Willy Wonka.
So quiet up and listen down.
You like that?
I screamed when it came on.
I know.
I'm kind of scared.
I said we had to say the Alamo people had to come in and say stop screaming because you were screaming so loud at him doing that. I just think that I don't get excited about any reboot, obviously. Like, when the original is great. I don't think we needed to see the secret of Willy Wonka's past and how he was Big Chocolate was out to get him to stop him from creating delectable delights and keep him from floating off the ground.
You're part of the problem.
I know.
You're trying to keep him down.
I'm Big Chocolate. I'm like a Nestle guy, and
you're going to be doing Spawn soon. Tomorrow I'm going to open my phone and you're going to be like, I'm all about the chocolate classics.
Yeah, you're right. And I no frills with my chocolate. I just like the standard old. Dark chocolate or milk chocolate, and I'm totally bought.
I don't want the fizzy lifting drink and all this shit.
I mean, a huge problem is I am not a huge Timothée Chalamet fan.
I know.
And
we've talked about this before.
And I haven't found one.
I feel sorry for you.
Yeah, I know. Feel sorry for me because he's in 9 out of 10 films, and if you don't find him fun, then it's hard. But yeah, I mean, ironically, I guess I could probably try to get behind Wonka.
Yeah.
Ironically.
Uh-huh.
Would you be is there a hint of irony in your love for Wonka?
We have multiple friends that are like genuinely excited for it.
Genuinely?
Well,
you
think there's tongue in cheek?
I think there's tongue firmly in cheek with some of that love, right? I mean, because doesn't it objectively look bad? Like we were talking about Wonka for 2 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, no, I'm scared. I don't know if
scared
of what horrors it will behold.
I mean, okay. Well, I would be starting for a place where I know this is going to be bad.
Yeah.
Like absolutely dog shit, horrible.
Yeah.
So I could only probably be happy if I saw it.
Right.
Because I think it's...
I mean, I assume I will be entertained. I like the Paddington movies. Have you seen those?
No, I haven't. Did the trailer give off Paddington? Because if that's what people liked about Paddington, I didn't see that.
No, because Paddington has like a sweet heart.
Right.
Like it's a very like tender movie, like it's cozy and kind and like it's the like similar to what I was telling you about the Christopher Robin movie.
Yeah, like warm and cozy.
Yeah, like it's just like you feel like a kid who's like comforted.
That movie, Wonka, didn't look warm and cozy to me. It looks
it was
very
like psychotic,
sterile and ugly, and I don't want to.
It's like that Emporium at the City Walk. Have you been there?
Is that where they have a bunch of M&Ms, or is that the M&M store? What?
It's that what the frick is it called? It's like the chocolate candy emporium, and it's like very Wonka pilled.
Chocolate candy emporium at the Grove?
At the City Walk.
City Walk. No, but I'm going to go to the City Walk to see Killers of the Flower Moon, so maybe I'll get a big thing of chocolate to eat during that movie.
You can get a milkshake in a mason jar with like a chocolate stick poking out.
That would be amazing to have in a movie theater, I think. Drink a big milkshake. Are you going to see Killers of the Flower Moon?
Yeah, I don't have plans yet. I'm going out of town this weekend, so I have to figure it out.
Right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
are the reviews in on that? People like it?
Yeah, people are astounded by it, but they say this is one of the best movies I've ever seen. They said that about The Irishman.
Yeah.
Now people are starting to, I think, tamper their takes on The Irishman, but that was like, people were like, this is one of the best movies we've ever seen.
I thought everyone hated The Irishman.
No, I mean, well, I don't know who, like, I don't know what side of Twitter I see or film Twitter or whatever, but I only see film Twitter where it's like The Irishman is the greatest movie of all time.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I know. I was like, it's a 7 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Not great. And then I feel like, I don't know, I feel like, well, I feel like people don't want to be honest because Martin Scorsese is a legend. He's 80 years old. He's our quite possibly greatest living filmmaker. And why would you want to take a shit on his legacy right at the possible end about a movie that everyone can rally around its subject matter?
Yeah.
You know, so really no matter what, I feel like this has such good intentions going in.
Yeah.
I just...
Plus Leo. People love Leo.
Leo, De Niro,
Yeah.
like Jesse Plemons. I think it'll be great, but I can't believe the hype right now. You know, I just have to judge it for myself. I
Yeah.
can't trust anybody about it.
When are you seeing it?
Sunday.
Okay.
I've got a movie weekend planned. I'm
Yeah?
seeing Rebecca, the
Ooh.
Alfred Hitchcock film at the Vidiot's on Saturday.
fun.
Oh, you're going to be gone. I would have just invited you.
It's good.
You've seen it? Is it kind of spooky?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm excited. Yeah, so I'm seeing that. Come to Vidiot's with me. This will be out on Friday, so you all can come on Saturday. And then Killers of the Flower Moon. And then my friends are coming over on Friday, and we're going to watch Salem's Lot.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, so I'm going to, Megan's gone, and so she doesn't like scary movies, so I get to go
Load it up.
fully nuts.
Great.
Well, enough about me.
Okay, speaking of spooky, I just want to say quickly that I watched World's Toughest Test this week.
Oh, right.
And it was like the most Sandoval forward episode so far.
Okay.
Which I think there were like a lot of headlines about it. You know, people probably saw this, but there's so he at one point they force the team members, I guess as you call them, what would they be called?
Team members.
The forces.
The forces,
to
yeah.
fight each other. Like
Whoa.
they choose 2 and 2 and 2. And so Sandoval has to fight Nick Viall
Wow.
and Vial.
Nick Vial.
Vial?
I think it's Vial.
Vial.
He makes
You
people,
don't want to be Vile.
He makes people say Vial.
He
but
should
I'm-
change his handle for Halloween to be like Vile.
Do you think he'd be like that?
It'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. Well, let's text him.
Like his Simpsons Treehouse of Horror name.
Yeah, Nick Vial. I like that. But I feel like he's
Vile
probably
Nick.
he's tried to convince so many people all of his life that it's Vial that he wouldn't want to regress
It's like
back to
Colbert.
Vial. Right. He's been Colbert had to work so hard to
Colbert.
get people to stop. Colbert is a fun last name.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Why doesn't he
But
like
he's
that?
like a man of, knowledge and poetry.
It's nice that he got everyone to say his name right.
Do you like him?
No?
You don't?
Stephen Colbert?
You hate Stephen Colbert?
I'm fine with him. I don't think
You love a well-read man, and every time I
He's
freaking
well-read?
get oh hell yeah, and he's the ultimate Lord of the Rings king.
Oh.
He's like the most knowledgeable public figure on Lord of the Rings.
Wait, who'd you say? Stephen Colbert? Oh, yeah. I love him. Lord of the Rings guy, the guy who reads a lot of books. I don't know anything about
If you ask him about The Hobbit or anything, like he can say he knows every single thing about it.
Okay. All right. I didn't know. Okay. That's...
And he will randomly, like every freaking TikTok I see of him, when he'll talk to people, he will just recite like a poem, like a gorgeous, lengthy poem, start to finish. He just knows literature.
Wow. Okay. I haven't seen that side of him. I don't watch late night.
I'm going to start to send to you.
Okay. All right. I mean, anything he's doing Lord of the Rings wise or poetry wise, send me. I haven't seen that. I just see his late night stuff. I'm not a
going to
huge
Colbert
late night-
pill you.
Yeah, you can get me on. Yeah, I didn't mean to say no so emphatically. I don't have a strong opinion either
What about
way.
Strangers with Candy?
Oh yeah, maybe that's something I like. but I
Colbert
haven't seen
Report?
it. Colbert Report. I was in college when that was going on, so I didn't really get a chance to watch it because I wasn't staying home watching that. I don't know. You can get me to send me the best Hobbit or Lord of the Rings stuff from him, and if there's any Colbert fans, you want to send me his best stuff.
He's like a very soulful gentleman.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. He's a huge gap in my. I mean, I just don't know much about him, but yeah. Please.
Have you
send me-
gotten the Did you see that like all the late night hosted a short-term podcast during the strike? It was like Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Seth Meyers, Stephen Colbert,
That's
John
my
Oliver.
worst nightmare to listen to. I really, late night talk shows. Oh, I don't want to say this.
What?
Oh no. Well, you have an affiliation with late night.
It's okay. I mean, they're
You
all
have an
shitty
affinity
now.
for late night. Yeah,
They're all the same now.
I just think that form of television, it has passed its peak by about 30 years, and it doesn't need to exist anymore.
Yeah.
I find the stand-up comedy at the beginning to be some of the worst jokes or shit I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
I hate the interviews with celebrities that are so prepackaged
Sure.
and fake. The little bits of wiggle room they get for creativity are like 5 minutes, and they're just a slog to watch. And I just don't think anybody can be funny in that environment.
Yeah.
Conan, like I've seen all the best Conan bits or whatever, some, and it's just like, or David Letterman, it's just like, the format is so, what's that called? Strict or structured that like it's really hard, I think, for someone to actually be funny in that type of environment.
Yeah. Well,
What the hell are we doing?
I only brought that up to say that I like most of those men, like individually, like, but
okay.
then
Jimmy Fallon?
whenever Jimmy Fallon talks, he's like, there's something deeply wrong with him.
Well, yeah, he's
like,
a sad-
he can't put a sentence together, and they all make fun of him. They're like, what's wrong with you?
Well, he's a sad person. I
But I feel like people aren't talking about it enough. Like,
they just had a huge expose in the Hollywood Reporter about how he shows up. I mean, this is alleged, I guess, but he has a drinking problem that he is honest about, and he shows up to work drunk as hell. There was a huge
his
article.
finger almost fell off.
Yeah, you cut his finger. I mean, I like me not thinking he's funny has nothing to do with my opinions about him in the workplace or whatever. But I just think that I feel like it's also soulless.
Right.
I feel like Jimmy Kimmel is like his soul is leaving. He's legitimately a funny person.
I like Jimmy Kimmel.
Me too. We've talked about him. He is funny. He is creating a new place for pranking where it's not so evil and horrible.
Right.
We talked about
I
that.
don't think he even wants to do the show anymore. I think he just thinks he has to.
No, he makes $50 million a year. He's like, why? How would I ever pass this up? Maybe $10 million a year. But it's like, it's just, to me, it's just on its way out, and they are really grasping, like trying to make this still relevant.
Well, that's why I'm like, it was such a bummer when Jay Leno fucked over Conan the way he did. But I'm like, Conan, like, take the money and run. Like, you didn't want to fucking do that forever.
Why couldn't Conan have had? I know he loved. Who's the old Jimmy?
Johnny Carson.
He loved Johnny Carson. People always say that they love Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
He's the blueprint or whatever. But like, couldn't Conan have just had an hour-long show where he did anything? Conan Variety, like, or just something fun that's fully him, that's not in the format of a talk show, that he could just. I mean, wouldn't.
Right. Like, why did the TBS show have to retain that format?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, now he has a podcast, so.
That's good.
Which is like, some could view as slightly depressing, but I think he loves it. So.
I also thought it was a bummer when David Letterman created, like, he left, he retired or whatever, and then he's like, what should I do next? A Netflix show where I talk to somebody for an hour and a half instead of 20 minutes. It's like, that's really what you want to do? Interviewing people? I
guess. He did a Kim Kardashian one.
How was it?
It was pretty good. Okay, anyways, world's toughest test. The way we can't control ourselves.
Well, I guess,
and I feel like we literally have already talked about like Jimmy Kimmel and his like salary, so I don't know why it came up again.
I knew we talked about it, but I have no idea when, and I just have a brief recollection of that. Okay. So Nick Viall.
Yeah.
They punched each other. I saw the clip.
Yeah, they punched each other. And Sandoval went into a trance. Yeah. They told him, they were like, stop! And he wouldn't stop. And so then it was like an odd number of people, so they had to match someone for the second time. So then they made Sandoval go again and fight Jack Osborne.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. Did he win that one?
No. And
Jack Osborne beat Sandoval in a fight?
He got bloodied.
Okay, so he took Nick Viall down. Yeah. And then got the shit beaten out of him by Jack Osborne.
I mean,
but it was his second fight.
I feel like the quote winner and loser were really just up to these guys. Like it wasn't clear what the fuck was going on.
I think that's how it always is, though.
I mean, there was no KO or anything, but like, so they deemed him a loser. And then he was just kind of like, when they got back to their rooms, like staring into space, and everyone was like, Tom's in another world. And they were like, are you okay? And then he walks out to go to the outhouse. And he's just like crying on the toilet, muttering to himself, like, that was really intense.
Wow.
And then they were like, recruit number 4 or whatever the number is.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets up from the toilet and like pulls his pants up.
Whoa.
So it's like implied that he was like taking a shit and like crying and muttering to himself.
Wow.
And they like made him get up, and then they did the whole shroud on his head and interrogated him. And it was so funny. Like, he's all like stressed out and like weird and,
Right.
traumatized from what just happened. And then they're like, so like, what's your deal? Like, what's going on with you? And he's like, it's been a really hard few months. And he's like, I had an affair and I'm on a reality show. And he's like, and it turned into this whole Team Ariana thing. And then he starts to like give them all these details. He's like, they sold $200,000 of merch in like a week. And the army men are just like staring at him like, okay. And then they're like, you're acting like a victim. Like, get yourself together. Yeah. It's just like, he was really wanted to just tell them all the nitty gritty. And it was like, they don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, no one cares.
Right. They don't care about any of this stuff, like, from the outside world. After that, did it work on him at all? Like, their pep talk saying that he sounds pathetic?
I don't know. I fear not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no one leaves Special Forces unless you want to quit.
Yeah, there seems to be no format. There's no, like, elimination or anything like that.
I will say, I think, like, 90% of reality television is complete garbage. But for some reason, that Special Forces concept, anytime I see clips of it, I'm like, okay, there's merit to this. I mean, they just get reality people to punch each other in the face.
Right, it's all just physical feats. And I like it because of its lack of format. Like, I don't think I like shows that are all about competition and mind games and like that Villains one. I was like, there's too much shit going on here. Like Traitors, I was like, too many rules. I don't care.
I don't like that either.
And World's Toughest Test is literally just like, they're like, go into that like pit of shit and like pull a boulder out.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's great.
I don't have to think about anything.
I like that too. Unstructured. 90 Day Fiancé is kind of unstructured.
Yeah.
They just show their lives and let them do whatever the hell they want.
The minutia, like, I don't know if we've talked about this. I don't like games. Like,
wow.
I don't like playing games.
Wow. I mean, I don't want to say it, but you're sort of like Yolanda, right?
What's hers?
I don't even want to say it. I talk about it every week. I forget what she says. But she's sort of like you, in which she doesn't like games either. But
yeah, I don't play games.
Right.
No, I just.
Wait, but you don't like Survivor?
I mean, I watched it in the day, like in 2001.
Survivor has a little bit of the unstructured feel, but then it's very rigid about the games, the challenges, when they vote people off. But I think it's the right balance of still seeming like a documentary of following people in an extreme environment.
Right.
But
yeah, I think I could get into Survivor. It's just not on my list. But I don't like playing games. The second you start explaining the rules, I see Jigsaw. And I can't do it, and I get stressed out. I'm afraid I'm going to make a fool of myself by misunderstanding the rules. I don't think it's fun because I'm afraid to fail.
No board games, even.
Like
when we were playing Scattergories.
That was a nightmare, and I think we all agreed.
I wanted to play one more round because I liked how we couldn't think of one word.
That's not fun.
I like it if no one is being smarter than me and we were all at a very
okay. But imagine playing it at like a party where you didn't really know anyone, and like other people are like whatever, like coming up with all the words, and you're like, I've never heard a word in my life.
Yeah, it was like the letter was B, and it was like things that fly, and we were all like, we like couldn't get it.
Yeah, we were like butts.
But at least we were all at the same level. I get what you mean, though. On the spot, that would be horrible. I don't like that kind of game. I like Jackbox and Quiplash and games where you just get to be silly, like trivia and stuff
I usually like totally cop out on just being silly as shit on Jackbox games. Like I just totally make it a joke.
Me too.
And I usually do pretty well because people are like, what the hell?
And you get good, like you'll get
points.
The Quiplash.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
But the only game I like is Rummy Cub.
Okay.
Because there's like no rules.
Okay.
I mean, it's very straightforward. It's like you put numbers in a row. That's it.
That's amazing. My favorite game in the entire world is Balderdash.
Okay.
You know that one?
I don't know the rules of that.
It's where there'll be one where it's like it's the title of a movie, and the movie will be a movie you've never heard of. It'll be called like The Air Beneath My Wings 1945. And then you just write the synopsis for it, and you get everybody to guess if your synopsis is the real one
Okay.
or what actually is the real one. So it's
That's
sort of
fun.
like, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, what was I going to say? Oh, like even, like imagining playing like poker or blackjack in Vegas is the most terrifying thing I can imagine because it's
yeah.
that on another scale
Right.
where there's like money involved
Yeah.
and strangers.
Right.
And you're like, no.
And you like, get like 17, and you're like, hit me.
No.
And they're like,
I mean, I feel like at least with blackjack, it's like the only choices you can make are like more cards or no. But like with like poker and shit, I'm like, I don't even know what's going on with that.
speaking of, so you're not going to be playing when we try to make money back at BravoCon to get,
Yeah.
I mean, I want to pay for our tickets and gamble.
Maybe we can do
earnings.
roulette.
That's what I was just going to say. I like roulette. I like putting my chips around on a table completely randomly, but sort of psychically try to think what I think the universe is going to give me in terms of the number.
Yeah.
And then when that thing rolls, what is it? It lands on a number.
Up to fate.
Yeah, I like that kind of game. But then I guess people don't like that though. Like real gamblers don't like that, I don't think.
Right.
They want to be in charge of their fate a little bit.
Yeah. No. Didn't Ben Affleck get banned from a casino for counting cards?
I would have to check on that. His friend, Matt Damon,
Yeah.
was in a film about playing poker called Rounders. And I
don't
wonder
think I've
if
seen it.
You never seen Rounders?
good?
People really like it. It's like probably one of the only good poker movies, or one of the only good poker movies. It has Edward Norton in it, and he's great. But it's a very bad, like not very bad, but it's overrated. I'd say it's like a 7 out of 10, a very average movie.
Okay.
Even though Edward Norton is obviously awesome, and Matt Damon's okay. He's just a normal man in it.
Yeah.
Just the straight man. And then Boardwalk Empire. You never watched it, right?
I did.
Oh, Jimmy, Jimmy's mom, whoever plays Jimmy's
Gretchen
mom.
Mole.
Yeah, Gretchen Mole's in it, and she has the worst written female role I've ever seen in any film.
Sad.
She's just, it's very sad. I don't even want to get into it. It's horrible. One of the worst.
You don't want to get into it?
I don't want to get into it. She is just there to just stop Matt Damon, like specifically, that cliche of like the wife just is like stopping the husband from
Yeah.
having fun or whatever.
It's like astronaut's wife.
Yes.
Like worst role ever is always the astronaut's wife.
Don't go.
Yeah, like you have a family.
Don't go outside. Don't leave this house. It's like so her only 3 scenes are don't do that. I'm breaking up with you if you do that. Okay, you did that. And then at the end, it's like, oh, okay, come back, honey. I loved you the entire time. It's the worst role, I think, in Hollywood history.
Sad.
Okay. Well, I just want to say I did go to, before we start talking about Southern Charm,
Yeah.
RHONY, and what's the other one? Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
I did go to Jax's Studio City.
Oh, yes.
Early launch of it. Soft launch.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I got to give Jax credit. I'm honest about Jax. When I give him his lumps.
You don't know Jax.
I don't know Jax, but I give him his lumps when he deserves it, and I give him his propers when he does something wonderful. Jax's Studio City was very cool.
Okay.
Very cool.
Wow.
So we arrived, we drove to Studio City. It was just Megan and I. And we were like, this could be the biggest flop we've ever done in our lives. The line could be down the street of Ventura all the way a mile. We had no clue what was going to happen. We didn't know what to expect, but we just decided to take a risk. We went to Jackson Studio City to watch the House of Villains premiere. Mm-hmm. And when we got there was like maybe 20 people in line ahead of us. So still, I'm so line averse, like we talked about. I'm like, oh God, we have to wait in a line. This is going to be so bad. But really, it wasn't as bad of a line as we've seen some lines at See Next Tuesday. This was nothing like that.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I think we'll get in no matter what. I mean, why would he? But then I was starting to think, like, do people have reservations or whatever? Anyway, we got in line. We decided to stick it out. We made friends in line. It was really sweet. People who were bonded over, being happy for Jax at Studio City. So that was kind of nice. And then Jax pulled up all of a
right.
sudden I saw a golf cart and it was beeping and it did a huge U-turn on Ventura Boulevard, a golf cart. Sort of like the Southern Charm Boys.
Right.
And then he was blasting a song from Breakfast Club, like a
Okay.
huge 80s song. And then he got out and he goes, "Hey guys, how's it going?" And everybody sort of cheered for him. It was really sweet. And then basically after that, he took a video of all of us, and then we were in right after that within
Wow.
5 minutes. And then it was set up well. There was a bar with, drinks, which you can imagine, enough bartenders for it. The one thing that was bad was that I think the appetizers had been sitting out for a really long time, and they stunk in the room because I think they had gone
Were there
bad.
flies?
There were a bunch of flies and a bunch of stink lines and a bunch of those things. You should not touch them. I think someone messed up and just left them hanging too long. But other than that, the decor was cool. The drinks were good. He was playing House of Villains on every single TV.
No sound.
On the outside, they fixed that eventually.
Okay.
They finally you remember when we went to what was that wonderful bar we used to watch Vanderpump Rules at?
Oh, Junkyard Dog?
It was like that where they realized too late that the outside doesn't have, so they put subtitles on for us. And then they
Right.
got sound eventually. But yeah, it was fun. Ariana's brother was there.
Okay.
Lala's brother was there.
Okay.
Max was there.
Okay.
Max,
not Todd.
no, not Todd. I don't know. Max Todd might have been there. So there was a lot of brothers there. Johnny Bananas, who I didn't know who that was, but I guess he's on House of Villains.
Okay.
And then anyway, we just kind of hung out. We sat at the picnic table. We watched House of Villains. And the entire atmosphere was actually friendly and fun. Everyone
Wow.
was so sweet and happy to be there. And, I mean, I don't want to compare it to anything like other Vanderpump Rules affiliated bars and restaurants, but it was actually just a well-run, fun, good vibe at Jack's Studio City.
I have a feeling Jax has very little to do with the operations.
I think that's possibly true. This thing didn't seem like Jax arrived 30 minutes earlier and put it all together. It seemed like he might be the face. He paid a franchise fee to get his name on it, and he's the face to promote it.
Yeah.
Or they pay him a percentage, you know. But yeah, it was awesome. It's a good bar.
Okay.
We got to go someday.
Yeah. I was texting with some friends about potentially going, and we were like, should we go on Wednesday? And then guess what? Not open on Wednesday.
Oh, so is it a Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
I think it's Thursday to, I don't remember. It's
Their hours
Thursday
and-
to Monday or something.
Okay. Well, their hours and even their date, I think opening date is still in flux. I think
Right.
they were happy with how they did our House of Villains night, and so they were pushing the opening forward, you know?
Yeah.
October 21st, I think it opens. But
Okay.
everybody, if you live in Los Angeles, you got to go support Jax, just give him a break, right?
I guess. I don't know. I'm scared of him, but
You're scared of Jax?
yeah, he looks like Satan. He on Watch Happens Live, he was saying Andy was asking him who he's in touch with, and he said that he sees Lala and Sheena twice a week.
Wow.
I'm assuming it's maybe a kids thing.
Yeah, probably. Sheena's always loved Jax. Jax has always loved Sheena. And then Lala's always loved Jax.
Right. And yeah, he said that Stassi, low-key still hates him.
Right.
He thinks it's just because he didn't go to her wedding. And I'm like, I think there's more to it than that, but okay.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Yeah. And then he was saying that Katie doesn't like him and that Katie is mean to his wife. And he basically, yet again, accused Katie of being a Stassi minion.
Wow, he's still using that. We just watched Vanderpump Rules season 3, episode 4, when he first started to make that accusation.
Yeah. The way that Andy treats Jax is very funny.
I know.
He's so rough on him.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like how he treats Shep a little bit too.
Yeah, but I feel like Shep he also loves.
Yeah.
And I feel like Andy doesn't love Jax.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. All right, cool. Well, how do you feel about, speaking of, Shep,
Bapadoo.
do you want to bop-a-doo over to Charleston and talk about
Yeah.
the latest episode of Southern Charm?
Let's
I
do
forget
it.
what this was called.
I have it. It's something about a pheasant party fowl with
Party-
a W.
Party fowl with, like a bird, because Shep has a lot of pheasants that he...
I feel like this episode was a little pheasant heavy.
Too much pheasant.
I was like, why do we have to keep talking about the pheasants?
I think that Southern Charm for me, it's a lot about the culture there
Sure.
and how, different it is from anything I've ever seen on television. And so Shep hunting pheasant and then using it as a way to have all the cast come together to eat it is like giving that Southern charm, essence. And they were really laying it on thick.
Do you think that, did you notice that Olivia brought the pheasant that he gave to her?
She did? No, I didn't notice that.
She had a Ziploc bag of the nasty skinned pheasant. But I was like, they already made dinner, bitch. Like, what's that for?
Right. He gave that to you last episode so that he could talk to you about the Taylor and Austin stuff, and then you just bring it back to him?
Do you ever just show up to a party with raw bird in a bag?
I mean, I guess...
Like a dinner party, you're like, I brought raw chicken.
Oh, I was just going to say, raw chicken I do sometimes.
To a party?
For them to cook. No, you're right. No,
They started eating like 10 minutes after she got there. So I'm like, what are they supposed to do with that pheasant?
I think she was a little confused about maybe she thought that Shep gave all of them their pheasants and then they were going to bring it over and it was going to be a pheasant cooking
Yeah,
party.
it's like a wine party where everyone brings a bottle of wine, but everyone brings a pheasant.
Yeah. How did you feel about... I was conflicted about how they felt eating it. Because at first everybody goes, this is really good. This is really good. I like this.
They
Good
really played it up that it was nasty.
Yeah. It was, but
They were
first-
like crunching bones
and then everyone
bullets.
has a face where Paige is like, there's a lot of bones in it, and then like Craig has a weird face. Austin is chewing
Yeah,
on
that
it.
woman who owns the house is like, they're tiny bones. Be careful.
Right. So did you get the sense that they didn't like it?
Yeah, they spent like a good like solid 1 minute showing everyone like crunching their teeth. Like,
Yeah, but for a minute or for 20 seconds, they led me to believe that everyone liked it. Maybe that was the polite thing where they took the first little...
yeah, and then Shep was like, yeah, there might be bullets in it.
Right. It's also interesting that you have to like saute it or what's that called? Fatten it in duck fat. You got to like, what's it? They said milk it in duck fat to make it like, because they're not good on their own.
Seems like just don't eat that then.
Yeah, but there is a huge overpopulation of pheasants in Charleston. So
Is that true?
yeah, so they have to go out there and kill them. This also had the same structure as I'm noticing now every show we're watching, where it's like 20 kind of boring or low key scenes, and then one big all cast event where half of the fun or 90% of the fun of the episode happens in the last 20 minutes.
Right.
That's how this episode of RHONY was. This week's episode of
it's
RHONY.
kind of annoying.
Also, Salt Lake
Salt
City.
Lake too, yeah.
Front load it or
And
front load
then-
it and back load it.
And then to be continued, and then the next episode starts from there and continues.
Give us the full thing. I guess it means that they don't, they didn't have a lot to work with in the beginning, but it's kind of I don't know, notable that all 3 episodes have the exact same format this week.
Yeah, because this Southern Charm picks up from where last week left off.
Right.
Where Shep is confronting Austin, and it was honestly, this part was kind of funny. Austin is like obviously like wasted.
Yes.
And he's like, Shepherd,
I know.
listen.
I like when he calls him Shepherd.
And then Shep, who's also fucked up, I feel like he like over the course of a couple minutes loses the energy to be outraged.
No, I think it's so. I didn't think Shep was too drunk because I think we only saw him drink like 3 beers and he passed on whiskey. But I do think it's what we've been talking about, where I don't think Shep knows how he should be reacting to this news. I really feel like he's conflicted about how he should seem about this because of what we were talking about last week. Like if he's talking about bro code, he doesn't want to be like a possessive guy. Also, who knows if this actually is affecting him, and he might be trying to play it up because he knows this is good drama for the storyline. I feel like he just doesn't really know how he feels about this
Right.
yet.
Yeah. He's like, I love women. I love women. He's like, I want this one. I want that one. Like he's just like going off.
That's the kind of stuff that he says where I'm like, what are you talking about? What does that like? That's him. What, making an excuse for Austin?
I guess like, cause even by the end of this conversation, Austin's like, I didn't want to tell you if like, it was going to be upsetting if, nothing really came of it or whatever. And Shep's basically like, of course you didn't want to tell me. Like he was like,
Yeah.
I get it. Like, I wouldn't want to tell you either. But yeah, he Austin doubles down on it was a moment of confusion for both of us.
Right.
Shep looks like shit, I will say that. So if he's not drunk, he just looks bad.
You thought he looked like shit?
Looked like shit. I said he looked rough.
But he just came back from that Day Chaser party. He had just gotten dressed and went out to Day Chaser. Nothing bad happened at Day. Oh, you know what? He was in the rain for a minute.
Maybe that. He just seems worn down.
Yeah, he seems worn.
And then he's like, all right. He's like, I mean, I don't want to lose you as a friend. So
Yeah,
they
I mean, this is
hug and drink more.
This is over for Shep. I mean, they really like. I don't know what more they can say to Shep. I mean, obviously, if it's revealed that they made love, I feel like he already kind of expects that they did and just doesn't want to say it.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is just Shep saying, I don't need to talk about this anymore.
Right.
It's like, Austin, I'm not going to lose you as a friend because you kissed Taylor. I understand you wanted to kiss her. Let's end this now. And like the bridge between Shep and Austin is fine. I wanted to ask you, Shep is saying, and they say this a lot, no one can stop it kissing.
Right.
It can't just be a kiss. It has to be something more.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I mean,
Can people not kiss and then not make love to each other?
well, the thing is that like I would say out and about or like random, but she actively stays at his house and they're like very close. So it wasn't like a one-time thing. It was like they became close over a period of time, and I assume it was more than once.
And she stayed over, because I watch What Happens Live. She stayed over like 10 or 15 times.
Yeah.
So she was always sleeping over there. She said there are 2 guest bedrooms.
Yeah.
So Austin's got a place with 3 bedrooms.
Nice.
Isn't that amazing?
Must be nice.
Must be so nice, Austin. Let us know how it feels
Yeah,
to
then
have that.
Craig
big
has, Paige has her own bedroom there.
Craig's house is cool.
Yeah.
I love how proud of it he is. He's like showing people his pool.
Yeah.
But anyway, do you think so? I don't feel that this, whatever that is, that you just can't stop at kissing and you have to make love to someone. Like, I don't find it so unbelievable that they kissed and said, let's not do this anymore.
Well, now it's just all bets are off because they fucking lied. So
now it's like anything could be believed.
yeah.
I also have a theory that Austin ended this. I think Austin did what he's done. I've already seen him do 10 times in the past where
Yeah.
he starts to get interested in someone and then pushes the brakes immediately and doesn't want to do anything with them. He did it with Madison. I mean, he cheated on Madison. They had a horrible
Yeah.
relationship. He did it with Chelsea.
Yeah.
He did it with Olivia. And I bet that the minute that Taylor, in her hurt, what's that called? Like when she was very hurt, she probably maybe reached towards Austin and thought maybe this could be something because he's such a good friend to her. And I bet Austin, doing what he typically does, is the one who said, let's not. And then they both agreed to maybe say that, I don't know, this is the version of the story they want to say to everyone.
Right.
Because then later in the episode, Austin says, I just want Taylor as a really good friend. I need her in my life as a friend.
Yeah.
So maybe he's the one who put the boundary there.
Right. Well, he also is the one who told her to lie to
Yeah.
Olivia.
Yeah.
So, and then made her look like a real asshole.
Yeah, I wanted to talk before I did like Madison when they came back, and it's like they had this very polite conversation, and it's like everything's water under the bridge. Let's have a shot of whiskey or whatever. Madison just goes, "Did you fuck Taylor or not?" That was awesome.
He's like, Madison.
Yeah, that was great. And then I did want to say before, because we can kind of skip over some of this level garbage until we get to the, in the interest of time, we can just get to the foul party. But I did want to talk about JT's appearance, not JD. What happened to JD? He's not allowed to be on the show anymore.
I don't know. I mean, wasn't there was like weird drama? They all hated him, or
because he treated his wife like shit and he cheated on her, and they were getting separated. And then Naomi very bravely called him out in front of everyone and said, "You're a cheating piece of shit."
Yeah.
And then his wife, I forget what her name was.
Yeah.
She stood by JD again and made everyone look like a fool by being like, "I stand with my man.
Right.
Why would you ever call him out?" Or whatever.
He was one of those people where I could not tell how old he was.
Yeah.
Like I was like, are you part of the young group or the old group?
He's old.
Old?
No, I mean he's my age.
He wasn't the same age as like Thomas, but he was older than Shep.
Is Shep now the same age that Thomas Ravenel was when he
Probably.
started?
Probably. Well, maybe not quite. Maybe was Thomas like 50?
Oh, was he?
I think he was like quite.
He was a young looking 50.
Was he?
Oh, you didn't think he looked good? I mean, no, I'm not trying to compliment Thomas Ravenel out of school. But I thought he was-
Ravishing Ravenel.
my age barometer is getting so skewed now that I'm entering into the 40s decade when so I now am like, whoa, that guy, I don't know. I can't really judge age anymore, but
Yeah.
what were we talking about? Oh, JT. I just wanted to say JT's involvement is now getting a little he's getting less and less connected to the storyline. Because
He wasn't at the pheasant party, was he?
No, I was like,
he
why
should have
was-
been.
Right. Why
We
was
needed him there.
So Rodrigo was invited, one of
Yeah.
the 3 new cast members, which we don't really have a good sense of Rodrigo. He's not really he's not really giving full time. He hasn't had a confessional. He hasn't talked at
Right.
length. We've never seen his home.
And yet we met his partner.
Right, we met his partner, but then we've seen JT at home. We haven't seen Rod, but we've seen Rod in solo scenes with JT. But this FaceTime set felt so contrived because it's like Craig going, "Hey, did you hear the news?" or whatever, and JT goes, "How could Austin? I'm not even upset at Taylor. I'm more mad at Austin. How could he lie to us?" And like, I don't know JT at all. I don't know how how he really fits in with this group. So it's like, I don't really think it's that big of a deal that Austin lied to him. He's like
Right.
taking such a big stance. He also keeps talking about bro code still,
Right.
which is like they've all moved past.
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago they were addressing bro code.
Right.
So I feel like I just don't know. I mean, I don't know. JT's involvement just didn't really make sense to me. I don't know why he had to be filled in here. And
Yeah.
also, why, if he's already been a part of the group, why not invite him to that pheasant party?
Right.
I mean, that was an all cast
Maybe
party.
he couldn't go. Maybe he had an Airbnb event.
I don't think so. I think you drop everything and go to every scene if you're a first time cast member. And I feel like Rod definitely wants to go to everything.
Right.
He really wants to be part of it, and he wasn't invited to that party either.
Sure. Austin brought Trop Hop to Taylor's house.
Yeah.
And this is where it's established that he's the one that told her not to say anything to Olivia. And he was like, I don't know about you, but I feel so liberated now that it's out. And she's like, well, good for you, bitch. Like, I still have to tell her about this.
Right. Yeah, so we found out that, Austin wanted Taylor to lie and both of them to lie. And then she lied to her very good friend Olivia. And then he immediately, the minute he was confronting, told the truth about it.
Yeah.
And he loves it. And then now he just left Taylor in the goddamn lurch with Olivia.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, I think maybe the most important thing moving forward, the thing that I need more details on,
Oh, right.
comes up in the next scene where Madison visits Patricia and Whitney,
Mm-hmm.
and they're having champagne, and they're talking, and Pat goes, well, Whitney told me that Taylor sent him a nude photograph, and she was saying there was something written underneath it that said, come one, come all.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I pictured like a Polaroid with that like written on the bottom.
I mean, that's what I did too.
But like, was it probably a text?
I pictured I pictured that exact. I pictured, what are we thinking? What,
what were they saying?
I'm thinking like a Zodiac Polaroid, or something.
It's like a riddle.
Like a riddle. Come one, come all. And it was nude. Okay, so I'm sorry that I didn't mean to skip over that. That's obviously number one biggest thing that we learn.
He's like, Whitney's like, Mom, I got this nude. It says, come one, come all.
I mean, what's going on in that household? But apparently, yeah, he told his mom, look at this photo. So then Taylor said that it was risque on Watch What Happens Live.
Okay.
She said it wasn't fully nude, but it was risque. But why is Taylor sending risque photos to Whitney?
I'm so confused.
Everyone secretly loves Whitney. Like, Cameron, seriously, had the biggest crush on Whitney I've ever seen. If you watch Old Southern Charm, there is like, she wants to have sex with Whitney so bad. I mean, no offense, Cameron. But, she just has such horny energy for Whitney. Naomi dated Whitney.
Yeah.
And then now, the first person that she's sending nudes to is Whitney.
I don't understand. I feel like there's something wrong with this girl.
Taylor.
Yeah.
But it happened to everyone.
But what is she doing? What does that mean? Why would you do that?
I talk a lot of shit about Whitney, and but I do, without remembering his horrible past, I'm liking him this season so far, and I do think it was nice for him to run defense on Taylor, and I believe sort of his defense that she was just hurt, she was trying to piss Shep off. I just do wonder, why is everyone's first point of action to immediately try to court Whitney after they break up with someone on Southern Charm.
Right. Interesting.
What's going on there?
Yeah.
But then come one, come all, when you write that under a message, what the hell is she talking about?
Does that mean like
I mean,
gang bang?
okay, let's talk about the filthy, disgusting things that this could mean, because they're really only I mean, if you're sending a nude photo and you say, come one, come all. So if you don't like filthy talk from Amy and I, skip forward about 1 minute. But come one, come all? Did it mean, okay, skip forward. Did it mean I've had sex with Shep and now I'm ready to have sex with other people?
Is it an open invite? Like,
Whitney
tell
could-
your friends.
Whitney could come in, Austin could come?
God.
I meant that come to her house. I didn't mean the other way. Come one, come all. Also, then, I think I can just tie this in.
Yeah.
Shep, when he's
Yes.
talking to Craig about the open invite for his party,
Yeah.
about how he wants everybody to come to his pheasant party and how he's not going to lay boundaries on any cast members. He says,
Yeah.
I want everyone. He says, I have a come one, come all attitude towards parties.
Yeah.
So has Shep been saying come one, come all so
Yeah,
much?
is it a
that-
reference?
I think Shep says it so much, and you know how when you're dating somebody, their references and little phrases become a part
Yeah.
of your language? Maybe
Yeah.
he uses that so much that then she was like, I'm going to put a playful little sexual twist and send this to the person that I love the most, post Shep, Whitney, and it says, come one, come all. But what did it, I want your analysis. I said what I think. I think it was a flirty text using Shep's language, and she meant, you can have sex with me if you want. What do you think it meant?
I guess, but it doesn't really work.
I think, but it's a bad attempt at sending a sexy, cute thing, especially if it was risque, like she was wearing lingerie and doing one of those, like, you know what I'm talking about? I think it was a,
It's like she wanted to just use a phrase. Like, she could have put, like, open the floodgates.
yeah, but you said you think gangbang.
Well, it implies multiple people.
Come one, come all. He who, they who, sorry, I don't want to parse it, I guess, too much, but I mean, I guess that's why it's failed, because I don't really know.
Multiple partners.
Yeah, that's why it's a bad attempt at flirting, I think, because it doesn't really make much sense unless it's an open door invitation for a bunch of people to come have sex with her.
Right.
Could you imagine getting, I mean, I don't know your history with receiving risque messages, but could you imagine?
Very little.
But could you imagine getting that message?
I'd be like, what? I'd put the question mark react.
Yeah. I mean, it is. Maybe it'll, I don't know, maybe it'll make more people use that phrase and start to.
Do you think Bryn from RHONY would send something like that?
No, I think Bryn would be better at it. I mean,
Yeah.
say what you will about Bryn, but I think she'd be more articulate and make more sense when she's sending a risque photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to think. I just have to assume Taylor was attracted to Whitney and wanted to start something, possibly to make Shep jealous,
Yeah.
or she's so hurt that she wants someone else, and then she sent a kind of bad version of a flirty, risque photo to
Yeah.
Whitney, and then
Flop.
Patricia happened to look over at Whitney's nightstand when she was bringing him food in the morning.
Yeah.
and
She's like, oh, sorry. I keep always wanting to make a specific Sex and the City reference,
Oh,
but
you can make it.
Troy, Charlotte's ex-husband, has a overbearing mother named Bunny McDougal.
Wait, sorry, Troy.
Trey
sorry.
is Charlotte's. It's Kyle MacLachlan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Charlotte marries him.
Yeah.
Before she's married to the ultimate person that she's.
Yeah. She marries her divorce lawyer the second time.
Okay. I always thought that relationship was kind of odd. Do
Which
people
one?
like that? Charlotte's new marriage that
Oh,
she
Harry?
currently has now.
He's sweet.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll have to take your word for it. I don't really understand that relationship. I think.
I mean, Kyle MacLachlan, Trey was the perfect man on paper.
But then what happens?
All fell apart. He couldn't get it up.
Really? Why?
He had problems.
They never explain it?
I think it turns out to be psychological, not physical. He has like a Madonna whore complex.
Oh.
Like he doesn't
so
want to
has-
fuck his wife.
Oh. Oh, so
He
Charlotte.
like jerks off to Jugs magazine.
Oh, okay. You said Madonna whore? Mm-hmm. So he can't treat his wife like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
But anyways, his mom like gives him a bath and like she's like always just letting herself into the apartment and stuff. So
Wow.
I picture Pat like that with Whitney.
Yeah, there's something going on there. So this whole scene, man, we're really talking about this scene. I guess it's important. It's like one of the only notable things.
It
but
comes up next week. They show.
Yeah,
in
for
the
sure.
preview.
I mean, Madison's going to spread that like wildfire.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't she? This scene was only there for Patricia to relay that information because everything else they talked about, Patricia was like, who was here last? I wasn't doing it, Patricia. I was like, who was here last night?
Yeah.
And it's like, Craig and Shep or whatever. And then she goes, Taylor's been sending nude photos to you. You know what I mean? It was
I do love her still being used. She was kind of the Ken, I can't believe moment. They were like toted her in to do the dirty work. And
they're sort of using, not to, talk shit about Vanita and how she's used, but she's sort of like Patricia 2.0.
They just force people to like call her on the phone to relay information.
Like we're just only seeing Vanita at home. We talked about this last week, right? We're only seeing Vanita at home.
Let her out.
She's like, dog, come on my lap. I'm going to take a FaceTime phone call from Madison and learn a new piece of information. And then we don't see what she does with it.
Right. She wasn't at the pheasant party.
No.
Right. But I mean, she's really, to my knowledge, not friends with Shep.
I don't think she's friends with anyone.
Right.
I mean, she was only friends with Madison when she came on like 2 seasons ago, and then she burned that bridge because she talked shit about Madison, and now she's like sort of back with Madison. But I don't think she's organic friends with any of them.
Well, I'm glad. I don't know, that whole situation where we had to work through their relationship. I was like, this isn't interesting because her and Madison.
Oh yeah.
So I don't need to get back into that.
I'm just wondering why strategically they're using Vanita the way they are.
Right.
She's just like someone to receive information and we get her reaction and then nothing ever happens.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Do you want to skip over to
the party?
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. Craig and Paige arrive first. Paige is in like all black. I feel like she does that. She tries to dress more New York-ish in Charleston than she even dresses in New York.
Is dressing in black New York-ish?
I think so.
Wow.
Because I feel like in New York, maybe it's because she's on Summer House, which Summer in the Hamptons, you dress a little differently than you do in the city.
Right.
But I feel like Hampton style is much closer to Charleston style. So I feel like she could dress more Charleston-like.
So she wants to be an outlier more?
I think she wants to. I thought that she looked cool.
Me too.
And I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe that's just how she is. But I feel like she dresses even more girly usually, which I feel like would make her fit in even more down there.
She's dressing more, or she's not dressing girly now?
I just think she looked like New York City style at this party.
All right. Yeah. All right. I didn't know. I forget to look at people's outfits. I liked Shep's outfit, but I think you're right. I'm like, I keep thinking Paige is just such a natural fit on Southern Charm that I almost like, we know her from Summer House.
Right.
Like that's our entire relationship, but she fits in so well.
Yeah, she
on
was
Southern
helpful
Charm.
in this dinner to like facilitate the environment of what was going on. Like it was fun to watch her reaction, and she knows Austin enough that she can give him shit.
Yeah.
And so that was fun.
They did another like silly edit where they try to show like Paige is not into Craig, even though she clearly is and loves him. But they have him showing the pool off to a friend outside, and he goes, and this is the sun deck, possibly for kids. And then they show Paige grimace, but she's inside and she could have never heard that. So they just tacked on her grimacing like she doesn't want kids with Craig.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're trying to make that.
Who was the bartender on Watch What Happens was Wayne Gretzky's daughter.
Whoa.
Who apparently is very good friends with Craig and Paige.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
They asked her who she thinks would move first or will move first, and she was saying Craig.
Craig? Couldn't Paige move easier than Craig? Because she's more of a digital presence? Well, no. Actually, no. She has an in-person podcast. I guess, hypothetically, he only has the storefront, but then most of his work could be done remotely.
Right.
Because he's just
despite
has a warehouse.
whatever his business partner said last time.
Who he was just like, Craig, you got to stay here all summer.
Got to work in this warehouse. Okay, wait. We need to talk about this part because I think we talked about it in person like this weekend. But
the part when Shep sees Taylor come in and greet little Craig. What happened there?
Well, it was what happened.
I was surprised.
So it was really sweet. So Taylor, I guess, hasn't seen little Craig since Shep went to South Africa, right?
Yeah.
And had like a huge world vacation or whatever that he did. And so Taylor hasn't seen him. Dogs, I have dogs. They remember you forever, and especially Taylor, like she was in his life, all of his life. So seeing that reunion, Shep even says, this is a big deal, guys. Like she hasn't seen Taylor. And little Craig has the exact reaction you'd expect. Like he's so happy. And then Shep seeing their bonding and how much little Craig missed Taylor, it made him cry.
Yeah.
I mean, that would make me cry seeing that in person.
Do you think that he wanted her to see him cry?
He is doing a lot of eye rubbing. And
after like the third time, I was like, you want her to say something?
Yeah. Okay, so this is the first time I've seen him eye rubbing this season where I actually thought he was crying because his eyes looked a little red. But he rubbed his eyes after the Austin talk and there were no tears and he didn't sound like he was crying. He also did it 2 episodes ago, rubbing eyes like he thinks that that's a marker of I cried. But this one if I was in that situation and I was exactly like Shep in every way in the exact situation, you would be broken down in tears, I think, seeing Taylor, who used to be his mother,
right?
Your dog's mother, react because what you did separated them.
Right. Well, he was like, he says, we were a little family there for a while. And then he said, I don't miss being in a relationship. I miss like the closeness we had. And I'm like, that's what a relationship is, you idiot.
Right. I mean, that's number one.
Like
that's
the definition.
Yeah. I think he said it horribly. I think that there were things about Taylor that he realized at a certain point that they just didn't have the longevity.
Yeah.
I mean, a part of it has to be the religion aspect. I mean, I don't want to speak for them. Sort of an underrated aspect of Taylor's personality. I mean, she talks about it a lot, actually. But if she's Christian and it like affects all of her life and everything she does, and I think that Shep is like the most agnostic / atheist guy, right? I mean, I don't know. So I think that would have been a pretty big roadblock in their relationship.
Well, she should be kicked out of the church because in the flashback to her talking to Olivia, she swears on the Bible that they didn't hook up.
I mean, obviously she should have told the truth. And if you're going to lie, don't do those extra things. At least
it's
then,
like Kristen Doty swore on the lives of her family members that she didn't fuck Jax.
I never,
including her like young niece and nephew.
Right. When I'm telling lies and I get caught and I tell a huge lie, I don't have to say I'm swearing on.
I'm gonna start making you swear on certain people whenever I think you're lying now.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll just say that I never swear on any loved one, so you know that no matter what, when I say I'm not lying, it's the truth. But then I can still always save in my back pocket the extreme version.
Yeah.
But why would she say hand on Bible, and then it really makes Austin look worse that he was like, we're going to be in solidarity on this. This is going to be powerful. We'll be in this together, and then he immediately drops it.
You know that the Kardashians, they don't really say it anymore, but they used to have a thing where instead of saying I swear, they would say Bible. Wow.
That's cool. I like it. Cuts
like,
to the chase.
No joke or for real. Like they'd be like, I didn't hook up with him, Bible.
That's kind of fun. They don't say it anymore.
Not as much on the show. It was a thing for a while.
Was the fallout from Courtney and Kim's fight where she called her a witch on the phone? I didn't see past that. Was it okay after that?
Yeah, they kind of like are okay for now. I think
Cold
they still
War.
hate each other, but I think like the last episode, Kim did more with Dolce & Gabbana, so I think it could have turned into another, resuscitation of that argument, and I think it was okay.
Okay.
I'm going to watch it tonight.
Oh, that's nice. That'll be fun after this.
I'll be so happy.
I can't wait for you. I'm going to watch
It's my refuge.
I'm going to have a refuge tonight. I'm going to watch Beau is Afraid for the first time. You saw it? Is it bad?
I don't know about a refuge.
Oh, is it bad?
I liked the first like hour.
And then it's a slog for 2 hours.
It's really long. It's like 3.
I know.
Well,
so,
yeah.
So 2 hours.
2 hours
of a
after
slog.
the first, yeah.
So 1
But
hour.
don't let me cloud your opinion. You very well might like it.
It's just a movie that I have to wait for Megan to be gone to watch because it's just I can't sell it in any way.
I'll just say this. I would personally find it very hard to watch at home
Really?
because I would be like on my phone and shit.
I mean, I don't mind giving up on a movie. If I notice the tone sucks and I'm not enjoying it after the first hour, I mean, I'll turn it off and then I'll request a refund from Apple Movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's what we're going to do tonight. So imagine us yesterday when you're listening to this, what we did. Okay, so did I explain the Craig Taylor, little Craig, a sweet embrace? Did that make sense?
Yeah, I was just surprised that he was like showed that much emotion.
I think he's sad about himself and what he did, and that him and Taylor can never be for things that we'll never truly know what broke them up.
Paige keeps saying, like whispering, like he loves her.
Yeah,
like he's in love with her.
Which it's true. I mean, I know he is. He probably will always love her, but I don't think Shep wants to continue this. It was so hard probably for him to break up with her. She had so much hatred for him, and they're in such a hard place now. I don't think he would go back to that, knowing that he just removed himself. It was sweet though and interesting, and I think I can include it now while we're talking about this. The Shep Taylor part. Right, we can talk about that because okay. So Shep then pulls Taylor aside, and Shep again. He's like, she brings up his cheating, and he's like, "I was single. I don't know why I even have to talk about this." And again, he's trying to figure out how he wants to react to this. Ultimately, he's okay with it. He understands. He accepts that she just kissed Austin. He says he believes her, right? Mm-hmm. And then I think I thought it was interesting when Taylor said. Okay, well, you're saying we're good now, but I don't want you to say we're good and think Taylor is fine and for you to start like bringing other women around like I'm good with that. Right. And I was like, whoa, did you guys have a secret pact that you haven't talked about yet where like it would hurt Taylor too bad if he brought someone like right now on the show? Like if she saw him flirting, like, that obviously means that Taylor is still, which we know she is, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was kind of confused by that. I was like, he's not allowed to date?
I think she is in a place right now, and her being on this show with her ex, and the way he views this relationship and the end of it versus how she views, what does scorned mean? She's the one who's hurt more by this relationship. She feels betrayed. She would have wanted this relationship to last. She probably would have forgiven Shep. And so I think it's still too much for her to see Shep with other people now in this environment. So I think she was cautioning him, don't let this be your excuse to now you can bring everyone around. Because she's saying, I will still be so hurt. Like I'll be very upset by that.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I don't like her.
You don't like Taylor?
No. I watched her on Watch What Happens Live. To me, a lot of times Watch What Happens is a make or break. And I'm like, nah.
That's my feeling on it. You really get a window into someone when they have to talk for 20 minutes. You like find out if a person's lame or cool or unfunny in like 5 minutes.
She kind of had flop energy.
Damn. And you think Olivia has flop energy.
They're like, yeah, I've been saying this. The two of them, they look the same. And I'm like, who are the freaking frack over here? I don't like need them here.
Oh my God, Olivia. Oh God, I know. When you're listening, I personally like Olivia a lot.
I mean, I feel bad for her. I don't like dislike her. Like, I think I'm just like, she's not much of a character.
I think she's fun and I think she's cool, and I chalk it up to being slightly still uncomfortable on camera. I think there's a fire there. I've liked every argument she's been in with another cast member. She brings it again with Austin. I thought she brought it. Taylor, I can see Taylor being her flop energy possibly dictating her life and all of her decisions because she doesn't have a strong personality. I mean, that's mean to say.
Yeah.
But, if you get a sense of that, maybe that's why she's being led astray so much by Austin, like believing him, betraying her friends. She sort of like doesn't have conviction.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what we see in her personality.
Right.
I'm still, the jury for me is still out on both of them.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Olivia and she's getting better and better in my estimation. Taylor, I have no clue, but I want to wait a little bit because I was wrong about Jessel on RHONY in the the first 2 episodes, I was like, Jessel's the worst one. I have no clue why the hell. And now looking back and like, God damn.
Yeah.
She was the star the entire time. Like the only saving grace of that show.
Yeah. So I think it also doesn't help them that when Paige is in the mix, because you're like, Paige is firing on all cylinders.
Yes.
Like she's saying she's like, wait, Olivia doesn't know. And he's like, no, I told her not to tell her or whatever. And she's like, do you think she's going to like punch me in the face? And she's like, you fucking wish I would chop your balls off. And I was like, I like Paige.
Yeah, no, me too. And I think Craig said it, or no, Olivia. Someone went up and was like, Olivia went up to Craig and she was like, would Paige want to be friends with us?
Oh, right.
She's not really, we never get to really hang out with her or whatever. And Craig was like, oh, yeah, I'm sure she'd want to be friends with you guys. But then when you think about Paige interacting with Olivia and Taylor, you'd be like, I don't know how much fun Paige would have. I mean, they're just like very different people.
Totally. So then the second that Olivia arrives with her bag of bloody pheasant, it's like total chaos. Like everyone's like scrambling. Like it was almost like it was like a surprise party or something. And like the birthday girl was here and they were like, oh shit. Like Austin's like, should I say hi? Like Taylor's like, should I tell her now?
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
Like,
and then I guess, I mean, now I'm so call time focused because I know that these scenes are set up where everyone gets at 7 p.m. call time and you show up at the same time. And if someone comes late, it's most likely they had a later call time.
Right.
So I guess they gave Olivia like an hour later call time so everyone could have these
Sucks for
conversations.
her.
Sucks. And then she feels like it's, like you just said, a surprise party. Like she's the odd person out. And then Taylor does the most, like, I guess, awkward way of greeting her. She goes up to her and she basically says, right now, I want to have a conversation with you before you can talk to anyone. Right in the main room with everyone. Yeah. She tells her.
They like don't go any further than where they're standing.
And then Taylor says, just so you know, I kissed Austin. I wanted to tell you earlier, but it definitely happened. And but I want you to enjoy your night and settle down or whatever. And
Olivia's face. Yeah. She's just like what?
That's why I like that. I like Olivia so far has very honest reactions. She doesn't feel pre-planned.
Yeah, because they keep telling her fucked up shit she didn't know about.
Yeah, but I like
on camera.
But I like that. But I don't know. I mean, I like people could have a more. I don't know. People could be. I'm trying to think of an example, but some people might be way more polished when they respond to something, or they might not actually care. I love that I can see Olivia actually react to the situation. I love that she called out how awkward it was, because then you look in the room and Craig goes, oh, sorry. I'm sorry you guys have to have this talk right next to me.
Paige is like, why don't you guys like leave? And everyone's looking. They're like as close as we are right now.
And Austin can hear everything they're saying. They're just like right. They're like right there. If you're looking on YouTube.
Yeah, she's like, what the fuck? And Taylor's like, well, I tried to meet up with you earlier.
Right.
Like trying to make it.
And Olivia didn't want to have that conversation on the phone, for whatever reason.
Yeah. And then like while they're going back and forth about this quote, like drunken kiss and whatever, Shep just comes in and he's like, let's eat, like totally interrupted. They have to go into dinner like fresh off of this information.
Yeah. And I do like Olivia stating definitively that, first of all, she's like, why are you lying for Austin, for my benefit, or not for my benefit, because it wasn't, to my detriment. Why are you keeping me out of the loop and keeping something from me in our friendship to protect Austin? Like, why is that the person? Like, don't you know Austin well enough now you're like on his side?
Yeah.
And then she reiterates that she's more hurt about their friendship and what that means than anything to do with Austin. And I believe her. I believe that her and Taylor were good friends.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, this is where we get to people eating the pheasant. They're all crunching the bones with their teeth. Someone says they think they just ate a bullet. Then Olivia and Austin are getting into it. They're like yelling back and forth.
Yeah, but I wanted to ask you, because this part for me, I was very confused. All of a sudden, they're having a normal dinner, and I don't think anything probably would have happened here. And then Austin is like grumbling to Paige. And I was looking at the subtitles, and I was rewinding, and he starts to say something. He goes, he's getting upset. He goes, I hate when someone tries to have a moment at my expense. Why can't, Olivia just talk to me? Why can't we be civil and good? And I was like thinking, what the hell is Austin talking about? Olivia just found out that at some point in your relationship after New York, you kissed Taylor. She knows that you made Taylor lie to her face. She just found that out. Why the hell are you expecting anything from Olivia now that she needs to pretend like she's... And then I don't like that he said... that she's trying to get a moment at my
Right.
expense, because moment is code for like a moment in the spotlight.
Right.
How did Olivia try to get a moment from that? She was
she just arrived.
She just arrived and was immediately confronted with a bunch of shit. She's
Yeah.
just sitting there, and it makes so much sense that she doesn't want to ever. Why would she ever talk to Austin again?
Right.
After this, and then he gets all aggravated, and I feel like he wanted a piece of this drama that was about him, and he was tired he was mad that Taylor and Olivia got the moment, Shep and Taylor got the moment, and he's just like, what the hell? I
Right.
can't talk to the one person that I should be talking about this. It felt very I don't know, like he needed a piece of this.
Yeah. But
And-
then at the same time, he's so like cowardly about it that he like doesn't want to get like into it.
I don't know if he's there. I guess he's like, I'm here now. I don't know.
even know.
You're right. It does seem like not his
Yeah.
personality.
But then they like both get in trouble because they're like going back and forth.
I
and
love
then,
when Shep just stands up.
Yeah, he just like walks away and he's just like, go outside or whatever he
Yeah.
says.
And then they decide to go outside. They're taking forever or whatever, and Shep goes, okay, go on, leave. And then Craig gets mad at Shep. He's like, come
Right.
on, just because you're over this doesn't mean Olivia has to be over this. And he like
Right.
chastises Shep, and then Shep gets mad at Craig, which I love Shep and Craig fighting. That's like one of the things
Yeah.
that I enjoy the most, because I don't know, they have
Yeah.
a great dynamic.
I feel like Craig often chooses to defend like the underdog.
Yeah, and Olivia's the underdog
Yeah.
in this situation. And he just loves also calling Shep out, and then Shep loves calling Craig out. Like,
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah.
And then they go outside, and Austin, this felt fake to me. What he not fake like I think he was being like this whole thing was fake, but him talking about how much he cares about Olivia. He says, "I would have loved to tell you sooner," which is like, no, you didn't. Like, no, you wouldn't have. And he goes, one of the things that like hurts me the most about this whole thing is how much I care about you and how much I wish we could still be friends. And I was like, I don't believe him.
No, I don't think he cares.
I don't think he cares at all. I
Yeah.
think he kicked her to the curb.
Yeah.
He wishes that they could be at least cordial, but
Yeah.
he doesn't actually care about Olivia, and she knows it.
Yeah.
And so he was almost like pretending like he was going to cry about his relationship with Olivia.
Right. Yeah. She basically wants nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
And she goes, talking to you makes me want to vomit.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
I loved it. That was great.
That was funny.
That was great. And I loved Olivia. She goes, you didn't give a fuck about me in a relationship. You didn't give a fuck about me as your friend. And now you don't give a fuck about me and Taylor's relationship. It's like, that's perfect. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
He did something that affected Taylor and Olivia's good friendship.
Right.
Made her lie.
Yeah.
Then got called out. Then left her in the dust to just do that on her own. Like, it's wild. Austin created a little wake of chaos.
It's true, which he tends to do. Yeah, it's getting old. Also, I'm very excited. I got so thrilled that the preview for next week shows Patricia doing a FaceTime check-in with Michael the butler.
I know. That was really sweet.
I was like, thank God.
That's really sweet. But, you know, I don't know. I love Michael, the butler, but also I think you need to respect this new butler in your life. Why can't he get a little bit of
Maybe
shine?
Michael will give her permission to move on in
I
this phone call.
Yeah, I think he should bless... What I think I said, he needs to bless the new butler officially. Whatever butlers do, I know it's a secret society or whatever.
Smoke will come out of the chimney when she has a new butler.
Exactly. Whatever the knighting ceremony is from one butler to the next, that needs to happen on that FaceTime, and hopefully that was the entree into that conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 15 minutes to talk about Salt Lake City and 15 minutes to talk about RHONY. I think RHONY is... I've got like 3 things
One
to say.
and done.
One and done.
I want to talk about the parrot joke for an hour.
Do you want to talk about RHONY?
So funny.
What the? Oh, yeah. Oh, no, yeah. That's. I wrote down pet parrot funny. Ha ha ha.
LOL.
I love this.
Comedy.
This saved the season.
It's giving comedy.
It's giving 2 more seasons. This cast is great. They saved the season. You know what? Can we talk about? I don't mean to
RHONY
switch things
first?
up on you,
Sure.
but can we talk about RHONY and just see how long we have? Because I know we don't have more than 15 minutes, and then we'll know exactly how much we want to talk about Salt Lake City.
Sure.
All right, major switch up. Turtle time alert, but we are talking about RHONY before Salt Lake City.
the finale.
Yeah.
Connecticuting the dots.
Connecticuting the dots. And the reason that's the title is because in the last 1 minute of the finale, Brynn tried desperately to grasp at something to make her party entertaining. And so she said the one thing she knew she wasn't supposed to say to get everybody all pissed off, and they all did.
Yeah. And they all just left one by one.
Yeah, so I mean, boring as hell. All the first 5 scenes, it was basically like scenes that should have been way earlier in the season.
Right.
I don't know why these scenes needed to be wedged in the finale. Also, why the hell was this 54 minutes?
Yeah, I know. It felt very long. I think this might have been, it was just a quick moment, but the first thing is Brynn going to her sidekick named Dante.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, we've seen a lot of sidekicks on Housewives, and this was the most boring one.
Yeah, and that's a feat because, yeah, I mean, I have said no more psychics, no more sound baths, no more, what are the other tropes? I mean, I just can't believe they, there's like a spiritual healer in the first 7 minutes of Beverly Hills.
Oh, there is.
The first thing they do, and it's basically they go on a spiritual retreat,
Oh, God.
like a sound bath.
Oh, okay.
Aren't there any other things that anyone can do?
Yeah, they need to, like, you know, that thing of the, remember the Workaholics board of like jokes that are lame now?
No, I never watched Workaholics.
Me neither. It was like the writer's room.
Oh, of what they can't do.
It was like, I'm trying to think of an example. It was 10 years ago, but it was like, said no one ever. Or like, just like things that are dumb.
Aaron said that in this episode.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
That's probably why I thought of it.
Yes.
But it's like things that are like lame jokes that
Yes.
you'd get laughed out of the room if you tried to put them in.
Right. Said no one ever is about.
I feel like the Housewives production companies need to make a whiteboard of like all of the things that are banned.
It's time. It needs to come from Andy. Andy needs to say to every production company, tell your cast members, no more sound baths for 5 years and no more psychics for 5 years, please.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless it's like truly integral to the persona or the plot.
When is it ever integral to the plot?
I still think the both most egregious and best version, as we've discussed, is the Brooks cancer one.
That was the most, to me, I wish you all could have just said it on your own. Whoever would have said
But
that.
that's like hilarious.
But I just don't like when I know how fake it is.
Sure.
I just know they wanted the psychic to be the arbiter of this horrible thing.
But it's so
Instead of
entertaining of how dumb it is that it's canon.
Okay, yeah, I don't like knowing how the sausage is made like
I'm
that.
getting a vibe that
Someone is faking a major illness. Brooks?
Is there someone you have in mind?
If Megan King Edmonds would have just said, "Hey, everyone," or I don't know who was the one who actually started that? Probably Tamra or Shannon. Probably all of them. Shannon, Tamra, and Megan did that.
Tam.
Okay, so yeah, you're right. That was boring as hell.
Yep. They tried to make Aaron and Uba seem fun by doing those like bumper cars or whatever.
Yeah, and Uba said, "This is the Aaron I like," and then it just shows Aaron spinning around in a bumper car. Or it's like, that's the Aaron you like? Her spinning in a bumping car? What does this mean to you?
Yeah.
You guys don't.
They really were trying to, like, Uba was like, I got banned last time I was on bumper cars. I was like, you're a lunatic.
Yeah. Sure you
It's crazy.
Then we get some love scene eyelashes. The only reason that Jenna is on the show
Literally.
is to
Oh my God.
promote this eyelash
Did
line.
you watch her on Watch What Happens with Julia Fox?
No, please summarize it for me.
Well, first of all, Andy was like, are you engaged? Because at the very end of this episode, they say she's in a relationship. And she's like, well, my girlfriend gave me a ring like that I wanted. And he was like, so are you engaged? She was like, I'm very happy. And he was like, are you engaged? She was like, I'm happy.
Okay.
She wouldn't tell him shit. Whenever she talked about the show, it was with like major discomfort. She blatantly says like, I did the show to like promote my business.
She said that?
Yeah.
Love scene?
Basically. Yeah.
Oh my
and
God.
I'm just like, it feels like anytime she's talking about the show, it's through gritted teeth.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't like it. She's uncomfortable. She hates everything about it. She doesn't like any of the cast members legitimately. They all hate her secretly or don't treat her well.
It felt like a weird power dynamic where Andy really wanted her to like the experience, and you can tell that she didn't. And I feel like she's maybe one of the very few people in New York that are as powerful as him. And so I think he was a little like, I don't know, like nervous.
Well, I mean, I'm not going out on a limb, and I don't care if this is controversial. Jenna Lyons ultimately was very bad on this show.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of her and everything she's done, and she's a very unique, good personality, and I think she's a good person. I would have loved to watch her in any different context, but her on this show with this cast, which is they're pretty much all horrendous, she didn't help it at all. She was not a net positive. She was, if anything, a net negative, and she's uncomfortable and she doesn't like it. So I think it's good to say, honestly, that this is not the right fit for her.
Right.
And she doesn't want to do it either. You can just tell.
Yeah.
If she would have been on RHONY with the old cast, I think it could have possibly been good. We've already talked about this. She could have had that Carol energy, and she could have been more on the sidelines and not had to do a bunch of stuff. But I almost think she would have been like a Cindy Barshop if she was on old RHONY. Like she would have been there. She would have been trying to promote Love Scene, and they would have just like brushed past her in every single way. Like basically, stampeded past her, and Jenna Lyons would be one and done, and you'd never think about her again.
Yeah.
But with too much focus on her, she's not the right fit.
Yeah. No, she doesn't want to be there. She's clearly like terrified of the women and like what will happen if you jump into the raging waters of the drama. So she just stays on the side.
Yeah.
Always.
And she hates it. She's like, she said it in this finale. She goes, I am so glad to not be in it. Also, she is trying, and Jessel is trying. No offense to Jessel. I love her. And Angie K, they're all trying to say that like now husbands and relationships are off limits. It's like, since when? What the hell are you talking about?
Right.
That is number one thing everyone is going to talk about. So I don't think they should allow the precedent that Jenna just gets to completely be private about her relationship.
Right.
Jessel says, oh, no one should pry into my husband's business. It's like, wait.
Right.
Yeah, they definitely should.
Remember how much, well, you I don't think have gotten this far on Potomac yet, but Robin gets in like deep shit for like not talking about her husband's like question mark infidelity.
Oh, right.
Like Andy like rips her new asshole on Watch What Happens Live.
I can't wait to watch it. And because she saved it for like a Patreon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, she should be fired for that.
Yeah.
She should be fired.
It's giving Million Little Pieces.
Totally. It's giving exactly that whatever that guy who wrote that
so
was.
So what's the truth?
Right. Yeah. If you are on a show and they built your whole brand and they built your business and you are required to tell 90% of your life and you have one thing that you want to keep to the side, or I really, besides kids, I don't think anything should be off limits.
Right.
But if you
it's fine if like your husband or your partner like doesn't want to be on the show. I mean, that sucks. Like that's not an ideal situation, but like you can't force a human to be on camera, but like you have to talk about that.
Right, totally. And then even Lisa is trying to make Heather look like toxic for talking about Jack, who's 18,
right,
19. That his mission for the Mormon Church is off limits on a show fully devoted to the Mormon religion.
Yeah, I understand. Like I feel like historically saying kids are off limits is like regarding like derogatory remarks, not like their existence.
Yeah, even when Jen Shaw went after Brooks, she said the most horrific things in the world. That was brought up in the show. Jen Shaw got the wrath of everyone in the world, had to apologize on camera, have separate scenes with Brooks where she apologized. It's like, you know what I mean? Like it's I guess it's taboo or whatever, but ultimately it's like a learning experience if someone does do that.
Right. Yeah.
But I guess my just overall point was just they're starting to raise the bar for what is not allowed to be discussed. Like now businesses can't be talked about. Remember when Lala got all mad that he was talking shit about
taking food out of her daughter's mouth?
It's like, I'm sorry, but unfortunately people get to make fun of your business if it's lame.
Yeah. Give them Lala. What's it called?
Yeah, what did he criticize? He said you make
Was
garbage?
that on the famous beach episode?
Yeah, that was a beach episode. He said everything you make is garbage. And Lala said you're taking food out of my daughter's mouth. It's like, okay, yeah, I guess.
All right, whatever. Okay.
You want to talk about the party, or is there anything before?
Yeah, there's a whole boring tree dedication. Who cares?
Who cares?
Jessel does a photo shoot at Jenna's house for some reason that I don't understand why you would let your friend take over your apartment for that, but okay. Then Uba's there for no reason. I was just like, what is happening?
Also, these scenes, this did not feel like finale scenes.
No.
Also, they're sort of laying the groundwork for what they possibly are going to fight about at the masquerade party. Uba told Aaron that she's going to get mad at David, Zai's husband, for saying, why are you single? Even though he obviously meant it in a
It's annoying because I feel like Uba keeps
getting mad at the people I want her to get mad at. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, good, be mad at David
Yeah.
because that was annoying. And then she defends Jessel at the party and goes like, why are we talking about this flight?
Yes.
Like, who fucking
Yeah,
cares?
she's been on the right side of history.
But then she doesn't actually care. So then she ends up back with the people that she says it to.
She seems very removed from this show.
Yeah.
We don't have a real sense of her home life, her friends, her family. She feels like a friend of.
Yeah.
And I don't think she likes it very much either.
Right.
Does Sai like this show, being on it? I know Aaron does. I know Bryn does.
Yeah.
And Jessel does.
Yeah.
Those are the three that love being on the show.
Right.
Actually,
yeah.
Sai,
Uba's trying to sell some hot sauce.
but she's
Sai.
not having fun on the show, I don't think.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just like, yeah. It feels like the second that she gets in any beef, she like wants to leave.
Yeah. Yeah. So then I guess the party, the party is cool. Okay. I liked it. It's at a place called Cucina Alba. I saw it on the invite.
Okay.
This took place on February 11th because they showed that invite. Bryn said, bring your plus one has to be someone you want to make love to or someone you have previously just had coitus with.
Right.
I loved once everybody gets there, they're waiting on Jessel. Jessel got maybe a 30-minute call time difference. Bryn, so I thought Bryn was awful during her party. And even though she's better at being awful than Sai and Aaron, she's still really awful, just more subtly. And she again says the thing about Jessel, that Jessel is very forgettable.
Right.
Right before
That was
Jessel's
rude.
Right before Jessel's about to arrive, she goes, "Would anyone notice if she wasn't here?"
Yeah.
Again, she said this like 5 times.
Yeah.
It's such a mean thing to say.
Yeah.
And she's trying to earn favor with Aaron and Sai, who hate Jessel.
Right.
And then I love when Jessel finally gets there and Jessel gives an amazing cold hello.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't want anything to do with them.
Yeah.
She goes, "Hey,
Yeah.
how are you? Okay, good." And then Sai says in her confessional, "I love this. This is great. This is exactly how I wanted to be treated by Jessel." But then Aaron is so, stunned,
She's like, what did I do?
fake stunned,
Right.
a little performatively stunned.
Yeah.
First of all, she knows what she's done. So, right?
Right.
She knows
Yeah.
why Jessel would not be kind to her.
Right.
She just heard that, all Sai and Aaron have done has been talking shit about Jessel this entire time.
Right.
So it's very warranted.
Yeah.
So she immediately goes up to Jessel and says, "Why didn't you give me a warm hello?"
Yeah.
Right?
And she's like, I did say hi to you. She's like, no, you didn't. And then they rolled the clip and she was just like, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like 5 annoying things in a row that I'll just say before we
Sure.
get into
Yeah,
it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jenna and Bryn kiss. Like,
Oh, yeah.
and she's like, it's all I want for my birthday. I was like, okay. Then David, Sai's husband, goes to like apologize or like make good with Uba. And there's something I really don't fucking trust about this guy.
I don't care for David at all.
Like, I never really had an opinion before all this started, but he's so like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like buttoned up and like he's so wordy. And I'm just like, what's your angle, dude?
He's not fun. So none of the husbands are fun except
No.
Pavitt.
Watching them all interact is like a nightmare.
No, it's bad.
Like I like cringe and like am like scared of them.
Me too.
Like if I
They're-
saw them like walking down an alley, I would like scream and run. Like I'm scared of these men
That's a
except
group-
for Pavitt.
That's a group of boys I don't want to see hang out. They look like they're gonna put Clockwork Orange outfits
Yes.
on and
No,
see
they
you-
have like dark
and
secrets
see you on a London-
beyond financial crimes.
I
like
don't-
there's
yeah.
some. It's like giving Eyes Wide Shut. I don't know. I
It's
just watched that movie 2 nights ago.
You did?
I saw it at the 3.
Oh my god, was it awesome?
It fucking rocks.
I love that song that person sings when they're
Oh
chanting.
my gosh, yeah.
It's so
like,
it's like that backwards chanting.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I don't like these husbands. I really don't like the Salt Lake City husbands.
Yeah.
They got some goddamn. Oh, I gotta stop saying goddamn. They've got some major clunkers over.
Going
They've got some clunkers on Salt Lake City. I do not like. It makes Jersey so much better when you see.
Yeah,
those.
you know what? Like, we can't underestimate the joy of a good husband.
Right. I mean,
Like, off the top of our heads, quick Mount Rushmore.
of all the husbands,
Paul
Well,
Nassif.
Yeah, he's amazing. Until he went up in that tree, I go, Paul, I can't help you there. No, Ken.
Ken.
I love Joe Gorga.
Joe Gorga.
I love Juicy Joe, formerly
Judice.
Judice. I love Frank Catania, even though he's an ex.
Yeah.
I really, I mean, my top 5 would be Jersey husbands.
Yeah.
I love Bill. Is Bill Margaret's?
Yeah. Okay.
I love
both Bills or just the one?
Oh no, you're right. God damn, what the hell is Margaret's husband's name? Bill. I love Bill though too. I love Bill more than Jen Aiden.
Yeah. I love Terry Dubrow. Don Govelson.
Oh yeah, Don, iconic. Who am I? I gotta think franchises. RHONY. Notably there are no husbands on RHONY.
Right.
They're all former husbands.
Yeah, Mario's not trustworthy.
I never really. I'm fine with Mario, but I never saw the
Mario
fan worship.
Bobby Zarin, R.I.P.
Oh yeah, Bobby
He was great.
Oh yeah, top 10. Yeah, low. That'd be low 10 for me. He was very great in a pinch. I love when he went up.
He was just like a good guy.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking. A lot of people love Mauricio as a husband. That's who I was thinking.
He's tarnished his good name. I would have always said he was like in the top.
Why? What how did he tarnish again?
This whole Dancing with the Stars shit is really like throwing me for a loop.
That's ruining his
it's
image.
It's embarrassing.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I didn't have high expectations, so maybe he didn't have far to fall.
I'm not saying because. Oh, I thought you were saying because you think it's because I think he's bad at dancing.
No, aren't you saying
like,
that?
I had higher expectations. For
I really
his
want to
skills.
see him dance his ass off.
Can we quickly say that his dance this week was a Fantasia theme where he's wearing the wizard hat with Mickey ears and his partner is a broom?
Oh, God. I absolutely hate corporate integration shit.
Oh, man.
Like the fact that it's ABC and they do
Disney
a Disney
100
night and they're honoring all of these garbage fucking songs. Like that people have to dance to Be My Guest. Did he dance to Be My Guest?
No, it was...
Oh, it's a broom. I'm sorry. It's Fantasia.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And Ariana did Let It Go. Or no, not Let It Go, but Frozen.
Okay. I mean, I just think nothing is lamer than them all dancing
that's what
to
I'm
their
saying. Why is he being a shill when he's worth like $100 million?
We've already talked about this, but Bravo, whatever contract thing they cut out to let all reality stars go on all of their stars go on other reality stars pollutes your brand. Bring them all back.
Yeah.
They cannot
reel it back.
They should not be allowed to go in. I mean, I'm sure Jax's contract expired. That's why I did House of Villains. But Mauricio, who are the other ones? Ariana, bring them all back.
Yeah. Yeah. Except for World's Toughest Test. Let everyone do that.
Everyone gets to go on World's Toughest Test. That's the one good one.
Okay.
What were the other the list of annoying things?
Okay. Sai makes a joke about the cheese platter.
Yeah.
And I was like, we've been watching this show for 80 years. I can't think about the cheese platter.
And I have to ask you, at the end, I want to wrap this up. Does Sai like cheese or not like cheese?
I don't know.
Was that what the cheese comment was about? She didn't like cheese?
I don't know. It was like, was it the fact that it was only cheese or?
We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I'm glad they brought it full circle and let us really like ponder that mystery again.
Also, Bryn says that Sai looks like the McDonald's bandit. And I was like, put some respect on his name. He's the Hamburglar bitch.
Right. For copyright reasons, she probably couldn't say his official name.
Where's that integration?
That would be fun. Well, there's so much McDonald's in the Bravo universe. Okay, wait. What's your list of annoying? And then I've got one.
I think that was it.
Okay. Well, mine's not annoying, but I also wanted to just so this is a Jessel plus and a Bryn negative because I feel like Bryn is escaping a lot of scrutiny. People love Bryn, but there's some issues with Bryn. So Jessel, I like when she goes to Sai and she goes, I'm just realizing you guys have been talking shit about me the entire time, and I just realized I don't like. I forget what she says. I realize that you don't like me, which is like a great thing to admit, a brave thing to admit. Right. She says it right to Sai's face. And Sai goes, it's not that I don't like you, even though that's what it is. She goes, I just don't want to be best friends with you, which is a horrible thing to say. Yeah. And Jessel goes, I don't want to be best friends with you either. And like Sai looks shocked that she just brought that back to her face.
She's like, you don't?
Yeah. It was awesome. And then Bryn goes, which I'm so tired of Bryn offering advice to Jessel. Yeah. Like, Jessel does not need your advice. She's doing so much better than you on this show. Yeah. Bryn goes, stand up for yourself. Speak louder. Yeah. Everything you say is so quiet. It doesn't sound like you're really mad. And Jessel's like, she just said
she's like, you're confusing standing up for yourself with being ratchet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
It's like, no. It's like, why is Bryn,
I think Jessel's doing just fine. And I liked, this is ahead a little bit, but when she goes like, don't fucking raise your voice. And like, I was like, okay. Like, I think generally it was really good, but I think not quite the slay of the dragon that I want. Like, I don't even know if it's possible, but I feel like I wanted like a full on slam dunk
like
upon Sai.
Ether her. Yeah.
And it was kind of just like,
in Jessel's defense, she's got a sore throat.
Yeah.
She is
Which
very...
earlier when she was like, I lost my voice. I promise I wasn't sucking dick or anything. I was like, is that a thing?
Yeah, you suck dick.
So much dick that you lose your voice.
Yeah, sometimes when you're sucking dick, no, I'm just kidding.
I was like, and then I think Uba was like, okay, Bryn.
Yeah.
It was like, that was like an attempt at being fun.
I do want to talk about Bryn's flop era more.
Yeah.
Because then once that sort of fizzles and Aaron and Sai and Jessel come to a truce, a semi-truce where it's like, oh, we're not going to fight anymore. Yeah. Bryn goes, okay, well, I'm going to do, obviously the fakest thing that anyone can ever do at any party on any franchise. And I'm going to have, a game that you play at a birthday where you air your grievances out.
That's a Festivus thing, which I'm like, if you were a real cool girl, you would know about fucking Festivus.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I was thinking this has never happened in the history of the world.
Do you remember Festivus from Seinfeld?
I've only watched very casually, so I don't remember. It's
like a Christmas adjacent holiday created by, forgive me if I'm getting any of the details wrong, but George's father, Frank Costanza, Festivus, a Festivus for the rest of us. Okay. And there's a Festivus poll, and one of the like main activities of Festivus is the airing of the grievances. So,
well, you just took the wind out of my entire rant about how there's never been this. That's probably.
But she wasn't referencing it.
Well, she doesn't.
She said she did it at her yoga retreat.
Well, we already heard she's a Curb Your Enthusiasm fan, so I'm sure she likes Seinfeld. So maybe that was a reference to it.
But then she should have said.
Yeah, but I guess I'm just so affected when anyone says, let's use this opportunity at a dinner party to say what we hate about each other.
I thought it was going to be freaking Peak and Pit or like Rose or Thorn.
Well, this is just a version of that.
Yeah.
So this is just in line with psychics and sound baths. No more games.
Yeah. Bryn is like, she hasn't been in any direct conflict. What?
No, yeah. We were going to try to end at 2 hours, and I realized we have 8 minutes to talk about Salt Lake City, which is not enough time. That's fine. We'll go over 2 hours.
Oh my God, I thought something terrible happened.
No, say what you were going to say.
Yeah, she kind of just like talks about everyone else's shit, which is annoying.
And then her grievance is just to say out loud to everyone what Pavitt said.
Yeah.
And I know that's exactly what anyone would do, and this is normal, but for some reason, her just saying that about Pavitt was awful.
She's like, I was thrown off guard when you called Sai bipolar. I was like,
and then she goes, but you fully said you didn't mean it, and you fully retracted it, and everything you did was good. So it was kind of like, but then you go, but she's actually a fucking bitch. So it's like, what? That's all you wanted to do at your party? And then I actually liked that Sai didn't take the bait and do anything with it.
Right.
She didn't really even react except in her confessional. Yeah. So Bryn's attempt at stirring up shit at her party that's flopping didn't work.
Right.
Pavitt just goes, I don't know what I said.
Yeah. And then it was like sad, which really Sai is like, my mom was bipolar, so that was just like fucked up. And I was like, well, that's bummer.
And then Sai goes, well, at least I'm not a pet parrot. Well, at least there's not a pet parrot around here. And she's trying to get the pet parrot ball rolling, and no one knows what the hell she's talking about.
Right.
And her and Aaron, like that group, those two, is one of the worst alliances in Housewives history.
Yeah, it's like double negative.
They are not fun together.
No.
They're not funny together. Nothing they do is right. They're on the wrong side of history about everything. Then they go into some hallway to put on her pet parrot outfit. Yeah. I mean, do you want to talk about it?
Well, also, like, right before that, like, when they get into, like, the nitty-gritty about the Thailand flight or whatever, and Sai becomes, like, enraged and goes, like, screams at the top of her lungs.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
No one gives a fuck, Jessel! And Jessel's like, well, clearly you care. Like, you're so upset. And she's like, don't fucking raise your voice. And she's like, well, I guess I have to yell because you can't comprehend what I'm saying. And I was like, why is she so fucking pissed? Like, it's so weird the way Jessel her calmness triggers her in a way that's, like, so insane.
Also, I mean, Also, if Sai is permitted to be on the second season, I have no idea why that ever be the case. Please never say no one cares or I don't care
while you're
anymore.
screaming with like a vein popping out of your head. That's the second time she's screamed with rage that she doesn't care.
Well, and then she does it again at Bryn later.
Yes.
She screams.
It's insane.
But just stop saying you don't care about Jessel when all you're doing is talking about Jessel and how awful she's
well, that's
doing.
like Jessel before the party is like, she's like a stan. Like she's like obsessed with me. She won't stop talking about me.
Right.
And then meanwhile, Jenna's in the corner with the husbands and David is spouting off more about how powerful Jenna is. And I was like, who asked you for your fucking opinion?
He thinks he's like the wise one who's spreading cheer to everyone, even though he's like I don't want to talk shit about him, but he's just not
fucking
fun.
annoying. I'm like, who made you the authority? It's so weird. Then he also has a conversation with Jessel where he's like, my wife like thinks highly of you, but she wants you to open up. And I'm like, you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
He's treating them all like kindergartners.
Yeah.
And he is not fun. So all he's doing is just spouting positive affirmations to everyone, trying to look good on camera, and he has no personality.
Right.
They all are, oh my God, except Pavel.
Yeah. Blah. And then Jenna says one thing that I think is, she's saying that she says all the other women are fearless, which she is not. And then they all try and talk her up. And I'm like, Jenna Lyons is fine. She just hates this environment. And she goes, she's like, being open has to do with the landing pad. And she's basically like, I don't know about this landing pad. Like, and I'm like, yeah, like, why is no one saying that? Like, why isn't Jessel like, when she's talking to David and Sai, she goes, I don't know why I have such trouble opening up. And I'm like, why don't you say like, yeah, I don't want to open up to you because you're a fucking bitch. And every time I say anything, you judge me and talk shit for days to come.
That's it. Like I can't say anything without you talking about every fact of it. Like it's a lie. And also,
yeah, they're like literally in like Pavit's Sky Miles account being like, I thought you had a flight booked. I'm like, why the fuck do you care about that? It's like the most boring, benign minutia.
Right.
Like who gives a fuck?
Right. Yeah, I mean, and they don't have good intentions, so why would you tell them anything? Yeah. Okay, so sorry I talked about the pet parrot earlier.
So then, they go into a dark hallway to put on the pet parrot costume.
And then she comes out in a pet parrot, and it is like, well, it's like you're watching people say that something's funny, and everyone is saying it's so good. Like they should have added a laugh track so the audience might have a chance, but it was just so lame how they came out with it. So
Were you
embarrassing.
so disappointed when Jessel loved it?
I thought actually, I was like, Jessel, thanks for faking like you liked it, because it almost would have been too much. It would have been hurt their feelings. Even Sai and Aaron, even though how horrible they've been, it would have hurt them too bad if Sai called it lame. So
she was like, it's actually a fucking amazing.
And then Jenna I'm going to call her out. She had the lamest response to it I've ever heard in my life. She goes, I am obsessed with this pet parrot. It was brilliant, she said.
I literally the wind was knocked out of me by how much I hated it.
It was very
it was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was so lame. They all pretend it's funny, which I guess you have to in the moment. And then it just they don't talk about it again. They take it off, right? It's just
it made me want to die.
Yeah, I mean, and they all thought it was like, this is perfect for the finale. This is going to be so funny when Aaron, shows this off.
I would have loved to have been like the ultimate cunt when they came out and just been like, you really worked on that, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, Jessel had the chance for that moment. I honestly think she was just so shocked that her humor muscle might have been triggered and she just laughed as a default, but it would have been within her right to just say, this isn't funny at all.
Yeah, I would have been like, that wasn't the sleigh you thought it was.
Yeah, and no one wanted to do that.
Nice try, girlies.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, groundlings.
Yeah, it was giving groundlings.
Did you like that Bryn's Cake was a book?
Sure.
Nancy Drew.
Sure. Yeah, I believe she reads those Nancy Drews.
And then she was trying to show off her science prowess by being scared about helium and flame coming together, and she was like, I was in organic chem.
Yeah, that was good too. And then there was the guys all gather around. We're going to get a Bryn hand job, so hold the knife with me, and we're all going to jack this knife off, and then I'm going to try to deep throat it. And then I wish my birthday was just with the guys. so I could have sex with them all. Like, right?
She's like, I feel like no one says this anymore, but like, I feel like in the 90s, she would have been deemed a nympho.
Yeah, right. I guess.
Should we bring back that insult?
Yeah, she is like, let's bring it back. She is like in American Pie, someone who would come up to Jason Biggs and say, "Can I study at your house later? I'm so horny." Or you know what I mean? It is.
She's giving nymphomaniac.
Yeah, okay. Well, can we skip to the in the interest of time? I know we want to parse this thing through. At the very end, Uba takes a phone call from her boyfriend in Connecticut. We find out that Sai not only told Aaron on camera about Uba's relationship, which I thought was an honest mistake.
Yeah.
But then she also told Bryn, so it's less of an honest mistake. But Bryn needs a little piece of entertainment or conflict at her birthday.
Yeah.
She goes, "Uba, is that your man from Connecticut?"
Yeah.
And then I actually liked how upset Uba and Sai got, because I feel like that's what Bryn deserves a little bit for trying so hard to create conflict at her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So many inauthentic ways that finally it just blew up.
Right.
And Uba says, "If you ever mention Connecticut again, I'm going to circumcise you." I was
so
like,
intense.
I was like, damn, I actually believe it.
Like, fucked.
And Bryn is shocked at
Yeah.
how mad they are at her.
Yeah.
And then Bryn immediately tries to throw it all on Sai, tries to throw Sai under the bus. Horrible friend.
Yeah.
Awful. Like, she goes, "Sai is the one who talked about it. Sai is the one who brought it up on camera.
Yeah.
Sai said Connecticut on camera. She told Aaron on camera."
Yeah.
And Sai
Sai's
goes,
like, "I didn't tell you CT."
yeah. She goes, "I did not fucking say it on camera, Bryn. Fuck you, Bryn."
Aaron's face behind her is like, "Ah!"
Yeah. I liked Sai. I liked it for that moment because Bryn totally threw her under the bus. She didn't technically say Connecticut on camera. She's told them Connecticut in their private ship biryani or whatever dinner.
I don't understand really why the state in which the man lives is such private information. Like,
well, also,
it's not like he's the president or like he's an A-list star.
No, he is a former president.
Oh my God. Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, but which ones are still living? We know Jimmy. We talk about him all the time.
Bush.
Mr. Carter. Bush. Clinton, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't think she's having an affair with Bill Clinton.
Obama.
Oh, you said it, not me. Then
Barry O.
Barry O. Then oh God, what were we talking about? That it was kind of fun.
Yeah, Sai gets another like freaking vein in her forehead and like storms off. Then Uba storms off. Then Jessel's like, "I'm leaving."
Everyone leaves. It just, the party is ended. It's ruined. Also, I want to say why Uba's not that mad. I mean, she will circumcise Bryn if she ever does that. But why Uba said this on camera to Sai. A part of her has to know, even a non-well-versed cast member has to know that if you said this on camera, it's going to get brought up.
Right. She should have been prepared.
She told it to Sai.
Yeah.
And she knows that all of production knows about this. So
Right.
it couldn't have been that secretive.
Right. Yeah. Another thing where it's like, why are we not allowed to talk about this?
So that was the only blip that was like even mildly interesting. Then Bryn's birthday is a full flop. They just show her getting shrimp thrown in her mouth by one of her party mates. They all leave. And then it's such a bust at the end, and it's so lame, and Bryn's so bummed out that they can't even put the end cards on that scene. They have to give them this like extra montage to show what the hell they've been up to.
Right.
And it's all this garbage that you don't remember. It's like, Uba's hot sauce is doing good. Sai is going to bury her mom. Bryn is going to freeze her eggs. It's all like storylines that we never cared about, and then we're finally getting the resolution on.
Right. No.
Okay, so ultimately, I mean, RHONY was pretty good, right?
Are you guys still with us?
Oh my God, we just talked about RHONY. All right, well, that was the RHONY hour, I feel like.
Yeah.
We talk about this every week, but just 30 seconds. If you had to bet now, knowing the finale, knowing it's an only 2-part reunion, knowing what they have to work with now, we've seen everything. Do they get a full new season with just them and maybe one minor cast tweak, or is it reboot?
I don't think they're going to reboot the reboot.
Damn.
I just don't.
Damn.
That would be like so bold.
It would be awesome.
Then we won't do it.
We need bravery in our society. Be brave.
No.
Have the honesty to admit a mistake. Anyway, okay, I agree with you. I don't think they'll be brave. I think they might just probably fire Sai and they'll keep Aaron, maybe demote Sai. and then demote Uba, and then
Will
maybe
Jenna remain?
Oh yeah, then Jenna's out of there for sure. She is running away. Yeah, so I guess it could be a big cast shakeup, but still in the reboot territory, which makes me so sad. Can anyone claim after this season that this season of RHONY was better than, besides the COVID season of Legacy RHONY, was it better than any previous RHONY season in terms of quality?
The thing is, I'm not going to say that the Legacy cast didn't need a change. Like,
yeah, I mean, it needed a change. Ebony and Leah needed to be fired. I mean,
yeah,
that was a change.
But it was too much. I don't know. I just don't know what to do. I feel like the Housewives universe in general, we're a little lost in the sauce.
Who is?
All of us. I don't know that it can ever reach the same heights again, and I don't.
Well, I don't know. I'm not. You have lived with these franchises for much longer than me. I'm like coming up on 4 years.
Yeah.
I think Salt Lake is very good to me.
Yeah.
I'm very entertained by what's going on. I think there's a lot of fodder there and stuff to parse, and I like mostly everyone.
Yeah.
Monica's pretty great, a new addition.
Yeah. It has been good. I don't know. Sometimes I just get disheartened.
I'm watching Potomac to catch up.
Yeah.
And season 6 of Potomac is such a flop era. I'm like, it's hard for me to even watch it.
I don't remember what was going on at that point.
You wouldn't know what is going on. There's nothing going on.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, you might be right. I guess we got to just take what we can get. That Southern Charm is good. Salt Lake City is kind of good. Or I think good.
We'll see if Vanderpump's any good.
Yeah. And then just to wrap up our Salt Lake City talk, this was a good episode.
An olive branch with thorns.
Yeah. So let's talk. Well, I guess, I don't know. We're already past 2 hours. I mean, I was going to try to be a little timelier today, but maybe.
This episode starts with another trope that maybe would go on the whiteboard of a character or like a paid actor going around inviting people to a party.
Well, hopefully it wasn't a paid actor, because that paid actor got access to their cars. I think it was definitely a member of production.
Yeah.
And I just thought, please, let's keep a little bit of the fourth wall there.
Right.
I don't want to know that a PA on Bravo staff or Shed Media or whoever went around and got in people's cars and did this. Couldn't please hire someone?
Yeah, and one of them was at the confessional.
Yeah, but I also think this needs to end.
Yes.
Just deliver. It's already been done on like 3 different franchises.
Yeah.
Why would you do something that's already been done?
She needed some ideas.
I don't think Angie K
even came up with it.
I don't think so.
She should have had her priest go invite everyone.
That would have been fun. That would have been amazing. Okay, well, I want to get it up front. Generally, I think Angie's a full-blown flop. I think she's inauthentic and doesn't know what the hell she's doing on the show. And every scene she's in, she's out of her depth. But this Greek Easter brunch, I thought it was awesome.
It was good.
I love how it looked.
Mm-hmm.
I loved all of the food, shepherd's pie, everything looked amazing. The decorations.
Lamb on the spit.
What?
Lamb on the spit.
Lamb on a spit. I like that it was a
Cash.
family gathering.
So many kids.
I like that she, in her speech, equated herself to Jesus Christ.
Yep. Like Vicky.
Like Vicky, much like Vicky Gunvalson. I thought it was an amazing party, and she really went all out for her first showcase.
Yeah. And I will say, I will give her, as much as she's been trying to shoehorn in her heritage, this felt real. Her dad was cute. He was like playing
cute.
that little guitar or whatever. I don't know what it's called.
I liked his relationship with Monica's mom.
Yeah. When they were doing the like dance with like the cash and stuff, I was like, it felt authentic in a way that was nice.
Yes. I want Angie. If Angie is, if she could get better, I don't want to judge her too harshly. She could get great. Right now, though, she is so clearly just riding the waves of whatever people give her.
Yeah.
In this episode, I mean, I don't know if you want, I'll just make a comment just to speed this up, but also if there's anything you want to highlight before we get to the party, just tell me. But in 2 scenes with Lisa, Angie just submits to Lisa's will entirely and what Lisa wants to plan for her. Mm-hmm. So at the candle making thing, Lisa Barlow says, you know what? I know you've been mad at Meredith, but I really think you should be mad at Monica. She's the one who said the rumor. So if you're going to get mad at someone, I mean, Monica's just not your friend.
Right.
And then immediately in Angie's confessional, she goes, you know what? I'm starting to really come around on the idea that I'm mad at Monica about this.
Yeah.
And then at the dinner or brunch, Lisa goes, so when are you going to have that conversation with Monica? I'm sure that's going to come up soon. And Angie goes, oh, yeah, I'm actually going to have that conversation right now. It's like she really just geared her up to do this.
Yeah. But that is what you were saying last week, where you were like, Monica's the one, not Meredith.
Yeah, well, I did say if you are going to get mad at someone, Monica should catch a stray on this one. But I do agree with Monica's defense that I believe 100% that everyone has heard this rumor. Whitney is lying. She's going, I've never heard it. Oh my God, the audacity. That's never a rumor. And you should never, play around with rumors like that.
Yeah.
She totally heard it. Heather goes, yeah, I heard that the first day I ever met Sean.
She's like, literally everyone in Salt Lake is accused of being gay for any reason whatsoever.
So I believe this is one of two rumors about, I found out his name is Sean.
Yeah.
So
did you love his outfit was giving Jersey husband?
Yeah.
It was like skin tight button up with a little peddler's cap.
Yeah, it was a little fun. So, but in Monica's defense, so Angie tries to, well, I don't know. Should we, was there anything of note before we get to Angie's Greek?
Just Mary and her son. I need to know what the fuck is going on in that household of horrors.
Well, it's something that's difficult for me to talk about. I almost feel like that's its own 90 Day Fiance show. Yeah. I'm not sure if Mary, I'm not sure if I want to know more.
Right.
Like if the camera went into one of the other rooms at Mary's house, I don't want to see what's happening.
Totally.
Where is her husband?
He's never there. Does he live somewhere else?
He's been gambling in Vegas for 6 months. She doesn't know that her son got married.
Who's 20 years old?
She lives in a different wing, so she never sees him, but she remembers the day where he dressed up with his girlfriend that's living with him and got all nice and ran out of the house to
She
the
saw them in like a tux and a wedding dress and was like, where are y'all going?
And then she didn't find out for a year. And then I guess producers were probably prodding her saying, please, for the love of God, talk to your son about what happened. We have to know more. So she has this scene with her son, and he is like...
She's like, did you get married? He goes, kinda, yeah.
Low key, I did. I mean, I guess I'll give him credit. Maybe he's uncomfortable on camera, but what the hell is happening over there?
Low key got married at the courthouse. Also, did you like that her dog's name was Cray Cray?
Sure. Sure. I mean, Mary, I've said it each week now. I was like so happy with her, and now I'm like, maybe I need only 1 minute of Mary in the Sprinter van to her to go get McDonald's, because I don't know if I need the full Mary experience anymore.
Yeah, then she's like crying. She's like, my only son, my baby. And then she's crying. I know I have Eyes Wide Shut on the brain, but do you remember what's going on in the back of the costume store?
Is it when that one Russian guy has a prostitute back there?
It's his daughter.
She's
Lily Sobieski is 14, and she's like in a bra running around with like Japanese businessmen. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why do I think that somewhere in like the basement of Mary's house there's like some crazy shit going on? I can't wait for us to Photoshop some version of that to put in our
Mary
roundup.
Masquerade. Yeah, what the hell's going on? We will never know, and I don't want to know, like I said. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say something about Eyes Wide Shut. That New York set looks so shitty.
Well, yeah. It's all in London.
Yeah, it's one of his biggest directorial flops, in my opinion. It looks like shit. You like the London set or the New York set? It looks very... Oh, okay. Sorry.
I don't know.
Okay.
It doesn't bother me.
Oh, okay. What? Yeah, for me personally, I just like... I like authentic locations, and I don't know why he would get credit for...
But also, the whole movie is so dreamlike that
that's
the whole thing is like... You don't like really know what the fuck is going on the whole time.
I know. Yeah, I guess could you have possibly kept the dreamlike quality while still making the location look accurate? I like Nick Nightingale.
Yeah, Todd Field.
Yeah, that's kind of
iconic.
Fun. That's great. On set,
he did his friend dirty.
Why? By letting
Tom Cruise did Nick Nightingale dirty.
Because he told him. Who told him?
He shouldn't have put him in that position.
Infidelio, is that what you say?
Just Fidelio.
Oh, Fidelio. Fidelity. One last thing. No, I was going to say something, but we can't talk about Eyes Wide Shut anymore. Oh, I like Sidney Pollack in it.
Yeah.
He's so good. He's also
good.
he's also in Sopranos, you remember?
Oh, yeah.
He's the nurse who's also in jail. He was a former doctor, but he killed his wife. And he gives Jack Sacramone life advice or health advice. He says, you're going to live for another year. Because he says doctors underestimate how long you're going to live, so you look like a hero. You could live for 2 years. So Jack Sacramone, or is his name? Johnny Sack. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. Johnny Sack. John Sacramone. Anyway, Sidney Pollack's a great actor. Okay. Oh, do you want to switch over to Greek Easter brunch, or was there anything of note?
I think there's nothing on Mary and Meredith together.
No, that was boring.
I did think it was kind of camp when Meredith is like, I would never tell a rumor like that, as I am a host on the committee for the GLAAD Awards.
Yeah.
That was just funny.
Yeah. Meredith is so odd.
Very, very odd.
Does she? Yeah, I mean, she definitely likes being on the show, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, Greek Easter lunch, huge stack of ones. Mary's not coming because she said that her house in Vegas flooded a year ago, and she has to go look at it.
Yeah, that was an interesting excuse.
I literally laughed when they showed the priest approaching because it's not often you see someone dressed like that. And so in my mind, I thought it was a costume. And then like the lower third came up and I was like, oh, that's just, what he wears.
Yeah.
But it was giving to my brain, I'm like, non-religion pilled. Like I was like, costume party.
Right. Yeah, no,
because he wore like a big cross.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about it, but you're right. I mean, I also don't see people dressed up like that a lot. So I was kind of shocked too. And he kind of blessed the brunch, right?
Yeah. And did you like when Heather brought 9 lemons in a bowl?
Yeah. What was that?
Is that a Greek thing? Because remember, Shannon's thing is you put 9 lemons in a bowl.
So that must be like a way to like cleanse your house or something.
Yeah.
That's sweet of Heather.
Yeah.
I really like Heather this season.
Yeah. I like her too. And everyone brought their kids. So there were like 30 kids there.
And the kids are loving life. They see all the money on the floor. They're dancing to the beautiful Greek music.
Monica's mom asks Angie's dad if he's single.
Yeah.
I gotta say, we'll get into it, but Monica's mom is here for the ruckus, and I'm here to watch it.
She's here for the ruckus, and we're here for it to watch the ruckus that she creates. So I guess in the interest of time, I don't know how we don't have to speed up. I guess we're just gonna hit 3 hours. That's fine. How do you feel?
I don't think we need to talk for 45 minutes about this.
All right. So the main big things that happen here, I mean, just, if we're really broad strokes here, is that Angie decides that she wants to use this opportunity, even though this is a beautiful Greek Easter brunch and everything is fun and sweet. Lisa convinces Angie that this is the time when she should go up to Monica and get this off her chest, that she is mad at her for this. So she goes over, and then at the exact same time, Heather and Lisa also have their conflict.
Yeah.
Heather brings up to Lisa, she goes, so I'll get this one out of the way first because it fizzles out. Heather discusses with Lisa, she goes, I heard you were mad when I reached out to Angie K because I was like never there for you.
Which was a stretch.
Yeah, it was Lisa, and Lisa just, she goes, yeah, I was really upset, but we're still friends or whatever. And then Heather goes, I heard you also had, or is it Heather that brings up Jack's mission?
Yeah, I think it's like they're, she's like, I didn't know you were carrying this like gray cloud over your head this whole time. Right. And she's like, it's fine. We're just surface. Like, we're just surface friends, so it doesn't really matter. And she's like, I thought we had a deeper friendship than that. And then she goes, like, how I'm surprised that we can't talk about Jack's mission or whatever. And she's like, I don't want to talk to you about that. Yeah. She's like, you just wrote a book about being a bad Mormon, and I need to focus on my son being a good Mormon.
Oh my God. I didn't know you did Elisa Barlow. That sounded exactly like her.
Which was kind of rude.
Yeah.
It's like, I know that you were like a disgraced, like shitty Mormon, but like my son's going to be a pious good Mormon.
No, also, I mean, I hate to keep using the analogy of if this was Scientology, but I think it's apt in some ways. If you say to someone who is ex-Scientology like Leah Remini, and you say, you just had the bad side of Scientology. What you saw isn't what I saw, and I have the only good version.
Right.
Heather says it. You're gaslighting me. I saw every aspect
Right.
of that church. I went on a mission for that church.
Yeah.
I was in the upper echelons of that church. There's no different experience you
Right.
can have.
Yeah, she's like, it was my culture, my family,
Yeah.
like everything.
Yes, she says, I'm being gaslit. You didn't have any different experience. Then Lisa tries to say, like, my Mormon church is so liberal, I could wear this to it. And Heather scoffs. She goes, yeah, right. You're really going to wear that strapless dress and, like, drink tequila at your church?
Yeah.
It's just Lisa is so conflicted about talking about her relationship with religion.
Yeah.
She obviously has a very wishy-washy relationship where she's got one foot out the door and one foot in, and she doesn't want to upset anything. And she can't stand that Heather would ever talk about her relationship to the church because she doesn't even want to scrutinize her own relationship with it.
Right. And it's also like she's clearly insecure about the fact that her son didn't go to her first about wanting to do a mission. So I think she thinks, which is a little bit understandable, a sensitive situation with her son where she doesn't want to like betray his trust, where it seems like he already doesn't want to talk to her about it. So then if she's talking to Heather about like that the Mormon church is corrupt and like it's, you know, not something you should be involved with, he's really going to potentially take a step back from his mom and be like, this is the path I'm on. If you're going to publicly question the church in general and get on that bandwagon, then there just might be cause a further rift with her son.
Yes, but what, like, so I love all of that nuance and I want to watch it all play out. What I don't enjoy is Lisa Barlow pretending like this is not, this can't be scrutinized and discussed. This is a show that is so about the Mormon religion. We have an ex-Mormon there talking to you, giving her advice. And Lisa's saying, I want this completely off the table, nothing about my son.
Right.
And ultimately, you know, we don't know where Lisa Barlow's relationship with the church is going to be and what Jack's relationship with the church is going to be. They might have all thanked Heather for at least putting some pressure on this decision. I mean, Right.
Well, even when Heather's talking to her daughter earlier that we didn't talk about, she tells her daughter that Jack is doing a mission, and the daughter's like, you know, she's like, I mean, if that's what he wants to do, like she has kind of the same response.
But she also says that Jack didn't really seem like a very devout Mormon. It seems more like a cultural thing, like all of his friends are doing, and he wants to do it too. I don't know.
I mean, whatever. It's kind of like, it is kind of like a, if that's what you want to do, like hopefully you'll get to the other side and be like, look around and be like, like something's off here. But
Heather, as a storyline or as a thing she wants to do to Lisa, she should be confused by Lisa's approach to this. I almost did my old Lisa. She should be a little concerned / want to know what's going on and why this decision happened, right? Or is it just none of Heather's business?
I think it's one of those things where maybe you can push at first, but if you meet resistance, you have to give up.
I mean, I feel like this might be the end of it.
Yeah.
From how Lisa treated it.
Yeah.
And then we get to the main event.
Yes. This was fun.
Yeah. So Angie starts, I'll just say the Angie part. So Angie starts very, trying to make it non-confrontational, like very much like, I just want to let you know this is what offended me and I think it's awful. But because she's only being set up by Lisa to have this conversation, she doesn't have all of her ducks in a row.
Right.
And she's kind of confused as to what
she's
exactly
like wishy-washy.
She's mad at. She's like, this isn't a big deal or whatever. And then Monica's mom comes over, seeing that they're in a pretty mild confrontation, except Monica... I think Monica goes 2 levels above what Angie was prepared to do.
Yeah. She's like, I'm the only one saying it to your face. Like she starts getting pissed.
Right.
And then her mom comes over, which doesn't help.
Right.
She starts to say the most like condescending shit. Like, you two are both beautiful women. Like, we don't need to be doing this here. And she's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, she's like talking to her in Portuguese. She's saying like, the Portuguese people and the Greek people are very similar, very passionate.
Which is something we all know.
Obviously. Everybody knows.
Right.
And then, you know, she starts to say, like, your daughters are here, which, like, she should know will, like, make her pop off.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's what Monica says. She goes, I'm about to pop off.
Right. She says, and Angie goes, okay, I no longer want to continue this fight because I am not up for it.
I've hit my limit.
So I will remove myself. She goes, I actually didn't want to have this conversation at all. She basically says that. So she removes herself. And then Monica and Monica's mom get into it.
Yeah. Why did she even... okay. this is more of my assessment by the end of the conversation, but I'm like, if she hates her mom this much, which like in her confessional, she literally says, I wish I had a different mom.
Yeah, I want to talk
like,
about that.
She brings out my like inner child who was abandoned. Like she makes me feel like shit. She like makes me feel alone over and over again. I'm like, why did you bring her?
So, yeah, okay.
I understand it's complicated, but
it's complicated. I think she brought her whole family. I think her mom so far has been good in scenes. Like she's like, a great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad she brought her.
I'm glad she brought her.
I'm glad.
I think, like you said, she's trying with her mom, and they have a fraught relationship. I think she's talked about it the entire time, so I understand. I think that they just have a toxic relationship, and I think that when she was condescending and she took someone else's side, it brought out feelings in Monica of childhood. It set her off, and I do think Monica's mom, like you said, was being very condescending and wanted to look good on camera.
Yeah.
She felt to me very performative and just saying like, I'm a good mom. This is what moms do.
She's kind of demonic.
Very quiet. Yeah, she's odd as hell. And I believe Monica that she was a horrible mom.
Yeah.
And I think that there's stuff there that Monica won't even say yet about her mom that we're going to learn and we're probably going to be shocked by. It seems like I think the mom probably let out the dog while they were gone. Remember how the dog was missing and the mom was supposed to be taking care of? She probably let out that dog.
Yeah.
So I was actually mad at Monica's mom. I thought she was being condescending. I thought she was making her daughter look bad.
Yeah. And then like later when she goes to join her on the couch and Monica's like, you sided with them and made me feel alone. Like, this is bullshit. Like, blah, blah, blah. The mom starts laughing.
I know.
And I was like, it's giving Exorcist. Like, I'm scared.
I was really scared, too, of LD at that moment. And then it was really Monica's mom that was more pushing Monica's buttons and bringing her to this, heightened place. Angie and her husband go, we don't want any of this in our household. Please stop it now.
We don't do this in our house. And if someone said that to me, I would hang myself.
Yeah, if I ever disobeyed the rules of someone's house,
that's so embarrassing.
You never.
We don't do that in this house.
We have rules at my house.
That's like so shameful to me.
I know.
That's horrible.
Have you ever disobeyed the rules of a house?
Possibly, but I don't think I've been like called out like that.
Cursing in people's homes. Anyway,
shoes on
in people's home. One of the biggest rules people have.
Yeah, and then the mom's like, I freaking want to be over there doing the cash dance with everybody, and I got to sit over here with your ass.
Yeah.
And she's like, go dance, I don't care. And they get into it, and then Monica's just like, you know what? Fuck you, like, find your own ride home, which is so awkward. Like, what happened next? Who gave her a ride home? Did she call an Uber? Does she know how to call an Uber? Yeah. My mom doesn't know how to call an Uber.
No, I have no clue at all. So Monica got... reminded of how her mom treated her. I don't think we still know the extent.
And everyone's like, I would never talk to my mom that way. Yeah, and people are like, what's going on? I can't believe she talked to her mom that way. I was like, wow, she got fucked.
And even Whitney and all the cast members are shocked by what's going on because I don't think they've met Monica's mom yet. Uh-huh. So the fact that Monica has this wild mom that she fights with at parties, they're probably like, whoa, what the hell's going on with Monica?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then just some extra shit that I learned after, because I follow Monica on Twitter. After this, she like ran out of Angie's house and she fell down her front stairs and got really, really hurt and got a CAT scan on her leg.
Why didn't they show that?
I don't know. Maybe they're going to show it next episode. And then LD, Monica's mom, is talking shit about Monica on Twitter. She opened a Twitter.
They're both on Twitter?
Monica's on Twitter and Monica's
I didn't know
Housewives
were still tweeting.
Yeah, all the SLC.
Xing.
All the SLCs X their tweets out, and Whitney's on there, Lisa's on there, Meredith's on there.
Wow, that's like old times.
It's kind of fun. It's like they're blogging.
Yeah.
They say stuff that's very not interesting at all. Yeah. It's like their takes as they're watching the episode. But Monica's was like, I'm going to sue you, Angie, for falling out your house or your stairs because your stairs didn't have a railing, and I slipped my ass down the stairs.
Not to code.
Not to code. That's what she said. So Monica and Angie still hate each other. That's what we can learn from this.
Wow.
And
then are you excited they did a little sneak peek of a new cast trip coming to a tropical location.
I'm excited.
Monica crying in the bathroom.
I'm happy. Monica could not be better, in my opinion, as a first season.
I wish I watched her on Watch What Happens Live. I ran out of time, but I bet she's good.
Yeah, I bet she's good
It's
too.
her Clubhouse debut.
I want to end this. I'm sorry to extend it, but one last thing. Do you think, was it egregious for you or morally too horrible for Monica to say honestly and openly that she wishes she had a different mom?
No, it was
didn't-
honest.
Me neither. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, some people have a horrible relationship with their parents and they wish they had a different parent.
I like when people say that.
Me too.
Yeah.
I was like, that's just another point for
Yeah.
Monica.
But then it made me sad that she has to hang out with her mom that much then.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
She
Like-
needs her mom's help, I'm sure. And,
Yeah.
and I'm still there. They're trying to make this relationship work. The show might end up being worse for them.
Right. It seems like she needs some distance because every time they hang out, shit goes down.
Yeah. Well,
So.
yeah, great. I mean, I thought that was good. I mean, there was a lot of stuff to parse in there that I thought was interesting. Even a lackluster or low-key episode is still great, Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
I mean, we just got to talk about
she
it like that.
really has been a good addition, and like all of the OGs are doing a good enough job. So yeah, I think, weren't we just saying I was ready for like a real trip? So that'll be fun to
bring some life into them. I think it'll be fun. There's a lot of stuff that's going to happen to them on a trip, obviously, because there's a lot of fraught relationships. Well,
Yep.
you and I are ending at 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Pretty
I think
good.
that's, 30 minutes.
good for us.
Yeah, that's good. Do you mind if I plug two things to our little turtle cuties?
Please.
You don't care?
No.
Amy and I just launched on the Turtle Time merch shop some of the most beautiful merchandise. I mean, can I just say it?
It's pretty good.
Am I allowed to be honest for once in my life?
Yeah, we're trying to hawk our wares, but I'm telling you, you're going to like what you see.
So go to the Turtle Time merch shop. If you loved hearing us talk for 2 hours and 30 minutes, go to the Turtle Time merch shop and see these beautiful You've seen these shirts where they're fans of people like Freddy
It's like
Krueger.
bootleg merch.
People are fans of like, what the hell are people fans of? Like
Oprah.
fans of like Oprah, and they have these different faces and phases of the person. They say their name. We have those. But in the Bravo realm, we've got Craig Conover, we
Yeah.
got Frank Catania, we got
Jiggy. Kristen Doty.
Kristen Doty,
And Dorinda.
and Dorinda. And then can I give them an exclusive of who's selling like wildfire so far? Kristen Doty.
Yeah, definitely our top seller.
Yeah, so please, if you want to honor Amy and I and you love us, but you never know how to give us money, I mean, we do say our Venmo handles all the time at the end. You can always Venmo us.
Cash App.
But cash out, whatever. I mean, you can give us money anyway. I'll give you my address.
Zelle.
It's easy.
Check.
I mean, any way you want to give us money is totally fine, but this way is an easy way, and you get something out of it. A beautiful fan shirt of a Bravo legend. We're going to obviously do more of these.
Yeah.
Based
We
off
got
the
shirts,
response.
sweatshirts, tote bags.
And also, you can almost be guaranteed that no matter what, Amy and I will at least spend a certain amount of that money at BravoCon to make our dreams and the Little Turtle Cuties dreams come
Yeah,
true.
I need to buy like one $17 Pinot Grigio per hour for 3 days.
Me too. So you do the math on that. 17 times 1 hour
Times
for
24.
for 72 whatever. We can definitely sell that in shirts. And then also we always plug this, and I don't know if it ever works, but if you want to hear Amy and I talk even more at length, we are discussing Vanderpump Rules. We offer the same sort of wonderful insight and hot takes that you hear on Turtle Time, the main episode. We save that exclusively for Vanderpump Rules on Patreon.
Yeah. It's a real blast watching from the beginning, and we say things we'd be too scared to say without a paywall. So
Yeah.
if you want to know the juicy tidbits,
Yeah.
come over there.
Yeah, it's Amy and I just are fully free to talk about whatever evil, horrible things we want to say. Okay, well,
All right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess
the countdown is on. BravoCon in 2 weeks.
it's just seemed like it's been so far in the distance. I can't believe it's actually coming. There's going to be a day when we wake up and we will have said, holy shit, we just did BravoCon.
I know. I keep looking at my envelope with the wristband in it and having preemptive panic that I'm going to forget it.
Oh, me too. I put it just on our dresser just so it's like, I hope we can't leave it behind.
Yeah.
I have the thing where I touch it, a flash of the fun that we're going to have, like when I think it happens
It's like
in
the
Lord
butterfly
of the
effect.
Oh, it's exactly that. And also like in Lord of the Rings, when Frodo touches the ring, he gets a flash of Sauron's eye. I get a flash of the beautiful BravoCon. Okay. Well, we love you so much, Amy and I. I mean, we say it every week, but we couldn't love you anymore.
That's right.
Okay, so sleep good tonight and think about us all weekend as we do the things that people do on the weekend. And we love you, and we'll be back next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This one's for you tonight.